Hi there. I actually pushed the go live button on time. Camille needs a couple minutes because she forgot that we moved it an hour earlier than our usual times. This is my cat, Missy. She's decided she's going to be super cuddly right now. So I'm getting some kitty cuddles while we're waiting for Camille. I'm hoping that it all goes well. I'm assuming several of you went ahead and watched. Actually, I know several of you watched the tutorials we already did. So the heart tutorial, and my phone is blowing up, of course, because every time I go live. So that's my heart from the heart tutorial. Again, use any heart you want because, in my opinion, hi Lon Cole, and hi, if you guys haven't met Knit with Ginny, she's lovely. She's down in Australia near Sydney. But Lon Cool and Megan, what are we going to work on first? That is a good question. Camille needs another few minutes. So, okay, so here's what the parts I have. I have that. I have the fuse with the little heart on it. And the F. Is that the right direction? Yeah. Or backwards. Sorry. The F. So, okay. Okay, sounds good, Susanna. Is that the correct pronunciation? Susanna, I believe, is also in Australia, but I'm not positive on that one. Yes, and shortly it will show you all how to drop your channels. Those of you that know how to drop your channel, go ahead. Do you have, I did bring something you will need if you want the frayed yarn like this F-bomb. If you want it to have frayed yarn, I use a good old-fashioned comb. So if you're going to want to fray your yarn, go ahead and grab this, because this is something I did not show at all in any of the tutorials, was this part. But you tie the yarn in and then you comb it. And the smaller the teeth, the more fraying you can get. I need to aim it down a little bit. So there you go. You figured it out, or Nightbot told you. So if you don't know Knit with Ginny, she's lovely. And then you can definitely check her out. And she's working on a sweater, but she does knit an hour from Sydney. I did talk to my husband. I asked him specifically where his cousin lives. His aunt and uncle actually live in Sydney. And then his cousin lives north of Sydney in a city that starts with a Q. But that didn't really narrow it down. So anyway, again, if you want the frayed yarn, then definitely go ahead and grab a comb. You see it leaves quite a bit behind. I'm going to put that in my yarn scraps. So I will be using yarn scraps from my scrap bag. Like, these are scraps. These are like, you can't really even get more than a few chains on that. But Knit with Ginny, she obviously mostly knits, but she does crochet as well. And us Americans are suckers for accents most of the time, so we like listening. So what part, Megan, all the way back to you, because I know you have, that's fine, was just trying to figure out which yarn I need to get out of the bag. So what part, Megan, because you have orders for 3 of these. So, and yes, if you haven't subscribed to Linda, check her out. She's over her 50. Oh, in Perth. Oh, okay. So you're quite a bit. Okay. Perth is quite a bit of ways. Okay. I had friends that lived in the Gold Coast, but that was in Australia. But that's the other direction. And then Brisbane is, but Perth is all the way over on the other side, right? Like if Sydney's here, then Perth is like on the coast, on the like at the bottom on the other side. Am I remembering right? Anyway, Australian geography. Anyway, it's just because I have friends. I have friends that live there, and then my husband's got family that lives there. But yes, this is what we're making. What, Megan, since you have 3 orders, what would you like to start with? Because I can certainly do the ball if you want. We can do that first, or I did find this yarn to make my little topper shiny. I found the ball band for this. And now I can't find the ball band for this, but I do remember it was called Flash It. So it is kind of a novelty yarn. Check it out. Yes. So Linda knows the trick to not get Nightbot to welcome you. It'll use the hand and it won't. If you use, Jennifer Wysocki will use, she can use the Polish. I have not programmed Nightbot for Polish. I do think I put bonjour in there. I know I put hola. Played with the tour, working on one tonight. Which one would you like? So Megan, which one? Since yes, Camille. Oh no, she's muted because she thought Camille thought it was in an hour from now. Because that's when we normally start. But I knew that since we were doing this kind of crochet along, that I wanted to start a little earlier, but it was even a rush for me. So what would you like to focus on? Just focusing on working on one tonight. So one F-bomb or one part of the F-bomb? Megan, would it help? I don't know if the live would help with the yeah, we can. Okay, if you want to work through the whole process, we absolutely can. Camille did the balls part, this part. She did the tutorial for that. Then I did the tutorial for that and that. And since it's February, we decided we're also, if you don't want it to be an F-bomb, you can make it a love bomb and put a heart on it. Now, I really like the heart tutorial that Camille used more because it ended up kind of almost looking like there was a smiley face. I don't know if you saw that tutorial today, but the heart itself kind of looked like it had eyes and a smile. It's super cute. So what makes the most sense to start with? I mean, the F is kind of the hardest, and hooks and sizing. Okay, so I decided I'm going to use this yarn. This is probably classified a 5 weight. Oh, device. She disconnected. That's why I went screen. Oh, there. Is she coming on? I'm watching.
Flashing.
Oh, there. Yeah. So we can hear you, but we can't see you.
I'm having the same problems I had before with my camera.
Oh, the other day. Yes.
Like it's not the camera. It's StreamYard.
It's StreamYard specific. Oh,
yeah.
no.
So I'm going to let me try again.
Yeah. Go out and come back. We'll be here. Okay. So for this yarn, what I typically do when I'm doing amigurumi, because I feel like this was a 4-weight yarn or worsted, and then I feel like I always, oh, yep, she's there.
Okay.
I personally hook size down on this. So this is Premier's Parfait something. That's what I decided I'm going to make my ball out of. It's got purples and pinks and whites, and it's a chenille type yarn. So it does fray on the end. a little bit. So that is the problem with chenilles, right? They fray on the end. So that's knit with Ginny, Camille. That's saying hi to you.
Hello, how are
That's the one
you?
I was just telling you about today. I don't know if you had a chance at all to watch her, but
I didn't.
she's yeah, that's fine. I knew you were had a pretty intense day. What makes the most sense to start with? What do you think? The ball?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Or
who's
the F?
who's stitching along with this? I would say
Megan is. I asked Megan. She's like she wants the whole process. So
I need to tell my son to hush because I can hear him. It's distracting.
I can't hear you, but I get the distraction part. I'm going to aim down just a little bit more.
Yeah, it's whatever, really. I don't think it matters. You got to have all the parts anyway, right? So
Yeah, we got to have all the parts.
do you want me to do camera down again?
Yeah, you do camera down for that. I
Okay.
do have this set up so I can you can look at my lap. It should be better than it usually has because I got a little stand for this. I didn't use the camera I did the tutorials on because I hated the sound on those because it was so echoey. I did not like that. Hopefully my sound is not echoey through the computer. Let me know if it is because I know on the tutorials it was tinny or something. Okay, she's doing burnout baby blanket, and that looks, is that thicker? That looks
pink.
thicker.
It's a 6. It looks about this. It's about the same.
You think the same? Mine's. I think it's
the same.
I think mine's just a touch thinner. I think mine's classified a 5.
This is part of my Joann's order that just got here.
Oh, exciting!
I got another one here.
You doing an opening?
Kind of.
All right, video. Okay.
I'm gonna, yes, but this is like this is my blanket yarn, so.
See, cat size toys. Cat toys are the best. If you make it out of cotton, it could be an F bomb for the kitties, or a love bomb for the kitties, and then it would just be really small. So, hopefully, the yarn I'm doing is. So, what weight yarn are you doing, Megan? Oh, see, now that's definitely fatter than my.
Yeah, this is also baby blanket, but it is a little bit thicker feeling than the pink one.
Yeah, so
pink one's way softer.
I haven't decided.
So are you going to do a worsted weight one and I'm going to do a blanket one? Or does it matter?
Well, is this okay as a worsted, even though it is a little thicker?
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I think we should make whatever we want.
I haven't decided on my hook size yet. Let me see if this 4.5 is good. Like I said, now see it's sticking out just past the end. I don't know. That might be too small. But my 5, oh, I've got my 5. My 5 is dedicated to this right now. So, well, my 5 that I like. See how hers, it looks like it's a face and a smile. See, I like her heart way better. Here's the baseball diamond so far. I'm barely further than I was because I've been doing all the tutorials for this. But
that's a 5 hook.
That's a 5 with worsted.
Worsted.
Okay.
Now I probably I do think that I tend to crochet on the tight side.
Okay.
Now,
and I'm somewhere in between. I wouldn't say. Yeah. So you figured out how to fray. I did show them that.
Well, I just untwisted.
Okay. You just did that. So what I showed is like, if you want it super frayed like this, you take a comb, like the skinny side of the comb, and you just comb it.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
I don't own a comb.
You know, I didn't, but thanks to Jennifer Wysocki, she sent me some back when she sent me this beauty. She also had some practical things like that in there. And I'm like, you have no idea how much I needed a comb.
And then there's this one has it on both, has a heart and an F. And this one
Oh.
I just did the heart.
Right. Okay. So Megan, the thing with Simply Soft is it is definitely thinner than a 4-weight. It's so much. It's more. It works up more like a 3-weight for sure. It is a little thicker than a 3, but barely. And yeah. So okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use a 5mm hook because I felt like the 4.5, it was coming out past it too much, but the 5, it's right there at the edge. So that's good. So we're going to watch Camille and we're going to work along with her. She has her corner to corner heart. Now yours wasn't a dishcloth, right? Yours was just regular yarn.
Are you talking to me?
Your heart. Yeah. Your heart, Camille. The corner to corner heart.
That was just a worsted.
In letters. Ooh, I don't know what 5. Yeah, that one.
This was cotton.
Oh, it is. So yours could be dishcloth. Mine was hanging here, and now it's gone to a home that somebody requested. One of my friends on Facebook said she was telling me a story, and I said, well, it sounds like you need that dishcloth in your life. By how many things it split into before I met. Oh, really? Really? Yeah. See, it has to do, Linda would tell you, it has to do with wraps per inch. Linda, do you have, what am I trying to say? On your community tab, I feel like I saw something where you talked about the wraps per inch. Was that you, Linda? Does anybody know what size 5mm is in letters? Let me see if one of my other sets has letters on it. I have so many sets. It's H. Yeah, that makes sense.
5 is H.
Or as my husband would say, H.
H. Okay, let's see if I can get this to come out from the middle.
So my neighbor's texting. Let's see if she'll join the live. She was trying to get me to hit the go live button the other day. She was desperately trying. I did not cooperate very well.
Hi, everyone. Sorry about all that. Did you tell them like I got?
Oh, you today? Oh no. When I was with Chef Lori, I forgot. I mean, I was sitting there talking for 15 minutes and they're saying stuff in the chat, but I thought they were talking to me. And then I realized I never hit the go live button. So yes. And I
got mixed up. I guess I got mixed up. Like I remember you telling me it was going to be earlier, but then it didn't click. And I was just sitting there in my bed watching people on YouTube. And then I was like, wait a minute, does that start at 7? And it was like 10 till. And I jumped up and
yes.
Scurried.
Okay. So we're starting with a magic circle. Does anybody? Yes, that's correct, Megan. If you have older hooks, they're not going to have the millimeters because I think it's only recently that it's more universal. So I know J is a 6mm, so I can usually work backwards or forwards from there. But so that's why I know because I went through the alphabet. I used to be a file clerk and have to use the alphabet all the time before I was a teacher. So I did the letter thing too. Had to learn to alphabetize. Okay, does everybody know how to do a magic circle? Is everybody comfortable with that? If we're doing the ball, right?
She says Chuck says she can't see well. Does she mean our cameras?
Does Camille need to be full screen? Or let's do this. Let's do this. The other way. Other way. Other way. How do I do that? Okay.
I think you have to like click. Oh.
I thought I had clicked. No, that's not it. Okay. I'm so special sometimes. I figured it out the other day.
Yeah, you got to like click the 3 dots maybe, or on mine.
The 3 dots on yours. That's it. Ban from studio. No, that would be a bad choice. Maybe it's now solo.
She could see the hook size. Oh, drag and drop, Megan says.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this and then drag and drop. Okay. Is that better?
I think she was talking about the hook size though.
Okay. Yes. No, 5 is definitely H because I is 5.5, which happens to be my and it's down in a project, so I don't have that here. I have my furls in their own little thing. But anyway, so magic circle, do we need to go over that? If you go back to equal, she needs to be on the left. Okay. Are we better? Is this better currently, Megan, with her being large? Is that good? Who was saying, Long Cool was saying that she couldn't see it. Long Cool, is that better now? Because, so you're really not going to be able to see that, but mine is 5 millimeter. But,
you're using worsted weight?
Well, I mean, it's labeled a 5, but I would say it's just a thick 4. I always hook size down when I'm doing amigurumi to, like, you can't see holes at all in that. You can see cat hair on there, but you can't see any holes. Anyway, so magic circle, and then what was the worsted weight? 6?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to have to do, okay. I need to change yarn, or I have to do the trick. Dang it. Here, we'll do this. I'm abandoning that one, and we'll do it in white. All right. I've got a mess on my table. All right. But I do have just about everything I could possibly need here. I'll move this over here. Oh, I fixed my other side of that. It's fixed now. So, and this one is actually up the center. So, all right. So I'm going to, because if you're going to do chenille with a magic ring or magic circle, the problem with it is that it's really hard to pull down without like fraying it. So I would need.
You want me to show you what I do? Because I never have a problem.
Yeah, with chenille. That's blanket yarn. Blanket
yarn.
Yeah, blanket yarn's fine. Chenille is a problem because it just strips right off of there. So, okay, so how do we do a magic circle? Okay, Camille, show how you do a magic circle, and then I'll show how I do a magic circle. It's almost identical.
So I just put my yarn like that, and then I just, nanu, right?
Right. Where's Morky Mandy?
I make an X, and then I flip my hand, and I tuck it under my pinky so I can hold it. And then I put the hook under the closest yarn, and then over this one, and pull. I usually twist my hand, pull and twist. And then I go under that yarn that I'm holding with my pinky and pull through.
Yep, that's pretty much identical to what I do.
And then I don't like this big circle, right? So I go ahead and pull it way down because, I mean, the blanket yarn can break too, but
it doesn't strip, but it does break if you pull.
I don't have a problem with it. And I think it might be because I pull that circle down so far because you just need enough to get your hook in, right?
Right.
So.
And then how did you start yours? How are you
And
starting?
then I just start.
Okay,
I don't
which
even,
is what?
if I'm for blanket yarn, eight single crochets.
And for me, it's 6, right?
It's 6. Yeah.
And is it a chain 2, chain 3?
Nope. Just start.
Oh, singles, right?
Yes,
Singles.
singles. I just go right in there.
Four, 5, 6. So doing worsted weight, she said the shape didn't look right if you did 8. So I'm doing 6. You can see I do not crochet tight, but that's why I hook size down when I'm doing amigurumi, so I don't end up with holes. It's very easy for me to get into stitches. And now Camille puts her stitch marker in the first. I put mine in the last. Yes, exactly what we were saying, right?
That never happens to me. Only because I'm on a live.
Because we're live. That's exactly why.
Yep.
So I put my stitch marker in my last.
You do it in the last. I do it in the first.
And Camille puts hers in the first. And then once you have them all, you just pull down tight, but you don't want to pull too tight or you'll break your yarn. So that is the biggest thing. So I am done with my first row. Are we doing increases in every?
Yes. You wind up with an immovable centimeter hole in the middle. No, you can cinch it down. Are you using worsted or blanket yarn or chenille? What you using, Megan? But even if in my experience, even if you can't get that to cinch down all the way, now in this case, I broke it, right? So there's no sewing that in. If you can't get it to cinch down all the way, you can still take your darning needle, and when you hide the ends, if you go in that same direction that the yarn's going, you can go back under those stitches and pull, and it's going to cinch it afterwards.
Worsted. Okay, so you're doing worsted. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm doing worsted, and I was able to cinch it down, and there's no hole whatsoever there.
And that happens, sometimes I'll go ahead and use that chain 2 and then go back into the first chain.
So on the second row, is it increases all the way? Or are you not on the second row?
Row 2 is increase in each stitch. Okay. So you're doing 6, you'll have 12.
So if you're doing worsted weight, you start with the 6 singles, and then you go to the, you cinch it down, and then the second row is 12. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Even though I was a math teacher, I was not great at counting ever. Counting is not maths per se. It's just counting. It's numbers, but not math. All right. So I am done with my row 2. Oh, I was going to use my row counter. I better do that. Oh, yes. And you can use Linda's example, and you can put weather and a zip code or weather and a city. Let me get my stitch counter set to 0. Okay, I do stitch counter like that, and I have done 2 rows. So I click at the end of the row when I move my stitch marker. That's what I do. And then hers is makes me think of like a strike counter for a umpire. Are you on row 2 or row?
I'm about to do I'm starting row 3.
Okay, and what's row 3?
1.
1 and an increase?
1 and an increase, 1 and an increase, 1 and an increase, yeah.
Okay. So Jenny, if you happen to still be here, you can put weather and then like Sydney, Australia in there, and it should pop up. You said it was hot today because it's your summer. It's currently our winter, but it's still very warm here.
Is it?
Surprisingly warm.
It's warm here. I'm in shorts again. And Linda's up there with the 22 degrees, the cuddly weather. Look, 72.
Wow. I will look. I'm so sorry. My phone is very special.
So, I was worried about being able to do this. I still haven't cleared my head from being scattered a few minutes ago.
Yes, because of the confusion. I'm so sorry. That's confusing.
Well, no, because of me being late.
Right.
Oh, goodness. So how was y'all's Friday? Guess Megan's busy.
Oops. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. I don't know what I just did. Okay. Let's see what it is in Denver today. Let's see if Nightbot will cooperate. Is row 4 2 and an increase?
Yep.
Okay. So this is standard amigurumi ball making. So
yeah. What I've learned from doing this little experiment, because I've never come across a pattern that told me to use 8 on a blanket yarn. I'm not saying they're not out there, but I've never had one tell me to use 8 with blanket yarn and a 7-hook. And I can tell you what I've learned from this is that's the way to go. If you're making a sphere, a circular top, whatever, and you're using blanket yarn and a 7, change your counts to 8. And that's what causes that nippling, because I didn't have that problem with this when I went up
interesting. Because the 6 was too tight, basically, right?
Yeah. So then when I did this, I thought it would translate. I thought, let's just go ahead and do it with the 8 count and see what happens. Again, I've never had anyone tell me to use 8.
That's holier than I wanted it. Ugh.
And it didn't work.
Right. So it must be just that thicker yarn. I love the way the purple one came out.
Yeah, it was, it caused this to, if you use 8 on here, it caused it to kind of ripple. Oh, here, let me get that ball. This is my reject. Well, see, I've played with it enough, but you can kind of see how you can still see that octagon shape in here.
I see.
This was the 8. This one.
See. Yeah, and there's ways you can shift it, but it's kind of difficult to write that up.
Now I've played with the ball.
I'm not. Is Ryan there? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
This is a little holy. I almost think I needed to go down a hook size. I should have done the 4.5. Oh yeah, because I switched yarn. That's why. That's
so
right.
It causes this ripple. So if you ever need to, it's not coming across on the camera very well, but if you ever need it to have sides that ripple and you're using worsted weight, you can go up to 8 and it's going to do it for you. So yeah. Got the rest of my Joanne yarn today. Made a short. Oh, I have to watch that, Linda. I still have one package coming.
Did you get your answer, Megan? Is that what you needed? Oh, let me put my little F-bomb back up here next to my Care Bear.
Yeah, 2 single crochets and an increase, right?
So row 4. Wait. 1, 4. Wait, 4 was that was row 4. Sorry. Row 3. Sorry.
You've got on yours, you're going to have 6, 12, 1 and an increase, 2 and an increase.
I'm sorry. Yes, black is really tough, Megan. Especially when you're learning a pattern. I went slower on this than probably any amigurumi ball shape that I've ever gone on. Just because black is, and you can see that's a super black, and I had to have really good lighting to see what I was doing. But y'all saw me doing that yarn for the Triceratops where it was furry, and I literally had to feel that. Sorry, Megan, I told you row 4's instructions and as row 3, but row 3 is the one I just wrote. So row 4 was the one I said was row 3, but that's wrong. So I think of it as like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then row 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just how I think of it.
That's actually how I count it, but I feel like it's too confusing to explain.
No, right. This is written correctly. The way you wrote it is correct, but that's how I think about it.
So if I was doing this, alone, I'd be going 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
And then I'm like 5, 6.
How bad will it be for me to switch hooks?
7, 8. And it's like I'm also practicing my multiplication.
I'm switching hooks, even though you really shouldn't do what I just did. Don't be me. Just generally. One more package. Oh yeah. No more Happy Mail. Oh, that's sad day. Well, maybe there will be more Happy Mail. You just don't know, Linda. All right. Okay, is row 5 3 and an increase? Okay. And like I said, I just did a total no-no on switched hook sizes, but I don't care because, and my phone is just telling us all about it. I'll fix it in here in a sec. 4, 5. Okay, Megan, where are you at, and what can I write in instructions that would help you?
I was going to try to yarn. I was going to try to yarn under this time, but oh well, I already went.
Oh, I am so super inconsistent with that. Okay, turn my phone to vibrate. I know we like that's what she said, but also it's distracting.
Yeah.
The nice thing about when you don't do the shifting and you get a little bit of the hexagonal thing going on, or octagonal, well, hexagonal if it's 6, octagonal if it's 8, if you aren't shifting it around, then you're always ending on an increase, and that makes it easy to know, okay, yes, I did it right. Doing great.
Correct.
Doing great. Okay, thank you.
Now I feel like, okay, that can matter, right? It can matter if you don't necessarily want your shape to be like that, so shift it around. But I feel like when you're doing a sphere like this, like you can't tell that. I mean, I
Right.
guess if you really look, you can see it there, but it doesn't affect the shape. And it sure doesn't matter with the blanket yarn.
Oh gosh, you can't even see anything. You can't see any of that like almost seamage on the decreases, even on the blanket yarn. You see nothing there.
Right.
So that's nice. But
whereas this, you can kind of see those, gaps a little bit.
That's why I went hook size down. See, look at the difference between like how tight that is versus my other one. So it's
Now,
I broke the rules, and that's what I do all the time, isn't it, Camille? I break the crochet rules.
Rules are made to be broken.
Okay, you're done on row. So starting row 3. So row 3 will be, you'll do a single crochet, and then in the next stitch, you'll do an increase, which is 2 singles in the same stitch, and then single, increase, single, increase, single, increase. Okay.
I just threw it at my husband just to show him how soft it was.
See, my problem with mine is that I did the fuse with like a piece of metal, and so I don't throw it at anyone just because that I do drop it, because you drop an F-bomb, but so that's what I do with mine, but only because of how I did this. Now this new one, we'll see. It will be throwable because I'm not using the metal. Anyway,
now I'm getting confused. I'm gonna have to pull my pattern up.
We're about to go into row 6, I think, and
you are.
I am. Oh, where are you?
5. But see, you're going to end up having to stitch way more around than me.
I'm gonna have to do more increases.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's okay that you're ahead.
Yes. So what am I increasing to? How many stitches and then increase?
I'm trying to pull it up so I don't tell you wrong.
Okay. Okay, and then let me know.
Because going back and forth, trying to remember for both, I'm like getting confused.
Yeah, I would get confused by that.
So you're going to go up to 48.
This is on there. I'm going to go to 48 stitches. Okay. So I think
you've got 22 rows to do. And I'm only going
22 total?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I'm only going, wait a minute. Did I write that? Did I mess up? Oh, it's just because I get there faster. I'm going to 48, but I only have 16 rows.
Okay. So 48, right, because you started with 8. Yes.
Right.
So we're both going to get to 48 in terms of increases, right? Okay, so okay, you ready for row 4? So Megan, single crochet, then an increase, single crochet, increase. So it's like a set of 4, if you want to think of it that way. Row 4, like a set of 4. Hi, Bridget. Thank you so much for the shout out.
Yes.
I went in and I was like catching up on your videos, and I'm like, wait, she's talking about us. And I did get a bunch of comments. Hey, Bridget sent me over. So
yeah, thank you, Bridget.
Yes, thank you. We love Queen Bridget.
Yes. I guess it's like no one say numbers out loud.
That's right.
Now, when I'm by myself, a lot of times I'm sitting here counting out loud.
Yep.
To myself.
Okay, I was going to say something. I think Jenny, it's only if I leave chat. Yeah, I don't want to do that to you, Megan. I don't mind telling you this on the phone that died about. Oh no. Megan, that is how my day yesterday was. Yeah. So I understand, and I'm so sorry. Let me know when you're ready for the next row, and I'll describe it without numbers so I don't throw off Camille's counting.
I think I'm okay. It's making for a less chattier chat, though, because we're trying to concentrate. Right? So Linda spoke on her short. I haven't seen it yet because I just I had a bad sleep day today.
Yeah.
It was very broken and just not much.
I woke up way earlier than I would have expected. I don't know why. Probably making up for yesterday because, like I said, my yesterday was rough. I forgot to set an alarm. I had to take the dog to the vet, and then I had to go babysit, and then I had to go to the dentist again because my crown broke that they just put in the day before. Yes, it was good times.
Wow. Not fun.
But happy to report today has been just fine. Busy. I went and actually had lunch with the teachers I used to teach with.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good to see. Funny. Do you miss it?
I do. I miss coworkers more than anything. But I do really miss high schoolers. I know I'm insane. It's okay. It's truly okay. But I miss the classroom. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but I like to talk. And so I have not been getting as much speaking in at not being a teacher. You talk all day long when you're a teacher.
That's what the YouTube's for now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's what my husband said too.
Mm-hmm.
And Megan, let me know when you're ready for when you're ready for whichever row you're on.
Hi, Margaret.
Oh, hi, Margaret.
How are you doing? Let's see. Is this... I don't know if this will help. Maybe we'll see.
Oh, Chef Lori, are you okay? You are at work. Okay, I had a feeling. There you go, Megan.
That's hard to read.
So you just have to look for like the R2, R3, R4, and just like look after it. And that's worsted weight, right?
Yeah,
because it's the sixes.
Armchair Chef's here. Hi, Lori.
Yeah, she's at work, but she's popping in.
Right on.
It was so funny because when I was watching Ginny's Knit with Ginny's live, she's like, it's 9:00 on Saturday morning. And I'm like, it's the middle of the afternoon here in Colorado on Friday. That's so weird. Like, it's a weird, I mean, it's totally logical, but it's just also weird to think about that. That's why the Australians, it's actually easier to watch some of the Australians' lives because they're so far ahead of us. Whereas like the British, the people from the UK, it's a little harder because like from Colorado to Belfast, where my husband's family is, it's a 7-hour difference.
Mm.
Yeah. But it's nice because you're on your Saturday, Jenny, and we're on our Friday night. So we're all hooking. We're all here hooking all night. Anyway, the internet has made the world. Yes, you are. It's so much easier to connect, but like I said, I mean, with that time difference, it's easier to watch a YouTuber that's in Australia than it is. So I need to stop at row 9 for increases. I think that is correct. Row 6.
Yeah, I believe so. Let me double check here.
Or at the end of row 8. So before you do 9.
Yeah. Row 8's an increase, and then I believe it's row 9 through 11 is just repeating 48 around each row. Okay. No increasing.
That helped me too, because then I don't have to count fully. I'm counting just the. Hopefully I have enough. Now, did you do the invisible decrease, Camille?
No.
Okay. I might show that. Because I like the invisible decrease.
I hate it.
And you hate it. Well, I wouldn't bother with blanket yarn. Like ever.
Well, but can you really tell? Like, can you
only
really tell?
A little bit on the bottom. What time is it in Colorado? It is 6:52 p.m. So what is that? 18:52 on Friday night. And Camille is in Dallas, Texas, or near Dallas, Texas. So it's actually, what did I say? 18. So it's 19 and 52 minutes.
Yeah, it's almost 8
Central. So yeah, because everybody else in the world uses what we call military time, right?
Do they?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh. But yeah, I don't use it because I don't. Oh, the decreases. I don't feel like you can tell.
Yeah, I guess it's because I've been doing like animals and different things, so I like to hide those. I'll show it when we get there, just to show it. But
and you can kind of see it,
right?
But even if I did invisible decreases, okay, so this one I did invisible decreases. So it's still
that's crazy.
That's just what happens when you decrease, right? You would have to get a way smaller hook, but it's still going to leave those gappies. But I feel like it didn't matter for this because put your bomb top on there and you don't really see it anymore.
Well, that's true too. Put your bomb on your topper on the bottom. And then that makes sense.
With blanket yarn, it doesn't freaking matter.
Well, that's absolutely true.
So I don't see, I guess a lot of times I don't see the point for what it's hard for me to do it. Again, I don't have as much experience with it because I don't tend to use it.
I'll show it the way I do it when I get there. But quick question, Ginny. So you say 1 p.m. and not 1300 or 13 whatever 00 whatever the heck they say. So it must be just maybe the UK they do the military, what we call military time. That's interesting.
No, because my kids' grandma doesn't do it that way.
She doesn't do it that way. So that's so weird because my husband's sisters do and my husband's mom did, and their clocks are set that way. And their game times are set that way because my husband's super into the Premier League. Okay, lost. Okay. So where are you at? Where are you at, Linda? Okay, 1,300 hours. Okay. So it's just a personal preference to say. I it's easier for my brain because I'm looking at it and it says 6:55 p.m. and I'm in Mountain Time. Camille's in Central Time, so she's 7:55 p.m. We've got some people in here that are Eastern Time. For not at home. Okay. Almost 9 p.m. Yeah. Almost 9 p.m. for Linda. No, for Eastern. Yeah. Not UK either. My sister's. Okay. So is it just Northern Ireland? That's weird if that's the case. Okay. That's weird. I don't know.
Maybe it's just how his family and friends do
Yeah,
it.
maybe. I mean, he was growing up in Belfast when it was kind of a war zone, so it's a whole different experience. That could be what it came from as well. Six. So Linda, are you lost on the pattern? Do we need to go back? Or is it just, yeah. Anyway. How many of you have done amigurumi before? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because this is actual very standard basic, like if it's got a round head or a round body or anything, this is pretty much the pattern. And it's just kind of the adjusting to get it to look right that Camille had to do in the different yarns.
What was that? It was that hat, that nippling, right? With that hat. And then
right.
Jackie was saying go down a hook size. And it was just like, I don't want to go down a hook size when I'm using blanket yarn.
Right. That's fair.
It'd make it more difficult for me. What can I do? Oh, let's try an 8. See if it'll make that nippling go away. Sure enough, it did. So that was a nice discovery there.
Yes. Well, that's good experimentation. Made some, but not as a regular making creases are like, yes, very much like hats. Like pretty much the same. And again, it just depends on what you start with. Okay, let me try this again. Did I put 2 in the last? Yeah, I don't know. I had to start row 8 over again. Sorry if that messed anybody up saying that number. 5, 6. I wish I had some music. Sorry, I don't. Oh my gosh, I was just going to town and just crocheting one. Forgot to do my increases.
So if I had done this when I did that hat,
yeah,
it would have fixed that problem.
Yes.
I
think it was Cinnamon Stitches said that you can put your stitch markers in the first stitch of your increase. And then that's where you're going to increase on the next row. Like if you don't want to have to count. I've never done that, but I believe it was her that said that one.
Probably be the second stitch though, actually.
6. Okay. Yeah. I always have to spell check amigurumi, Jenny, every single time. I still haven't really learned how to spell it. So You're in good company there.
Linda
So this is your first. Are you trying it with us? Or are you still knitting on your sweater? Seriously, guys, if you go watch her live from earlier today, the yarn she's using is so freaking gorgeous, Camille. The blues and greens, you will just die. It's
really
gorgeous.
I was actually starting to watch her when I realized I was supposed to be live in 10 minutes.
Oh, that's funny.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, when she pulls up that yarn, it's like, oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Yeah, I had a feeling you were probably going to keep working on that sweater because, with knitting, it's harder to like stop and start again because you can drop your stitches and different stuff, right? It's such a different craft. But for some people, I was on an airplane once and I was crocheting. And this lady next to me was like, oh, I only knit. Crochet seems so hard. And to me, it's the opposite. Knitting seems so challenging because I have to use like two sticks and not one. 2 magic wands.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I fixed whatever my problem was. I missed a stitch somewhere on that last. So I pulled out row 8 and
using the Ferris Wheel Lion brand color evergreen. Oh, I've got some Ferris Wheel. I don't know what the colorway is. I like that.
Seriously, Camille, it is your colors. You are going to, yeah, look at that one. It's gorgeous. Yeah. And Linda, Shannon talking about how she uses a yarn on increaser for stitch marking. Only way I haven't any understand how to make that work. Oh, interesting. I got to count here. Okay, that's what I thought. I just needed to make sure I was doing the right thing here. Okay, last stitch. Again, Camille puts her stitch marker in the first row or first stitch, and I put mine in my last stitch. And now it's a medium weight 4. Oh, it is a weight. It is a worsted medium weight 4. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. What size needles are you using, Ginny?
Oh my God.
Yeah, did you look at it?
I couldn't help it.
It's so beautiful.
Oh
it's so freaking beautiful. It's gorgeous. And
I need some of that.
Stunning. Stunning yarn. Sorry. I gave you more yarn you're going to need to buy.
What are you doing to me?
Yarn
okay,
enabler.
So I think this one, or is it this one?
So I'm going to show you guys this real quick.
I think this one is the one I have.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. So there you can see I went down the hook size and see how the holes are so much smaller than up here. It's a little bit nipply.
It'll be all right.
But that's because I switched hook sizes.
Well,
I don't think it would have done that.
This one is a little bit nipply when you're at that point, but when you stuff it, and I stuff these tight. When you stuff it, it'll be all right.
Yeah, I have found a lot of stuffing around this room. Remember looking for the wax, by the way. Haven't found the wax. And I have cleaned so much. Anyway, it's all right. Zing 5mm. Okay, so similar to what I was doing, but with amigurumi, like I said, I pretty much very consistently size down from what I would normally do in hook size in amigurumi to shrink those holes a little bit. So what do I do after row 8? Are you at that point yet? Oh, Stephanie, hi.
Hi,
oh,
Stephanie.
You came over with Bridget. Okay, yes.
Oh, right
I think you commented, and I think I said something to you. I think I said Bridget's awesome, or Bridget's the best, or something like that. Yes, and yes, Nightbot will greet the person that said hi. But yeah, this is so Zing is Knit Pro's the brand, right, Jenny? To go back to the knitting. Now, how many of you are knitters in here? I don't recall how many of you knit. Obviously, Jenny does both.
I'm a knitter wannabe.
Yes, and I'm a loom knitter, but it's still not the same. I mean, yes, it's knits and purls, but it's not the same. And Jenny, and yeah, if you don't know Jenny, let's see. So Linda and Jenny both do your Hooker 247 again, and Margaret Hooker 247. You can knit a little, okay. Machine knit, okay. You're a crocheter here. Me too. I still haven't shown that, but I actually got a knitting machine. It's a Centro, but
what?
That was a secret. I haven't shown anybody yet.
What?
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of you right now.
Sorry. Not trying to. Well, at least I don't have that yarn Jenny has. Then you'd be super jealous.
When did you do this?
It's just when did I get it? I've had it.
What?
Well, I think it's Centro. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Centro. Anyway, I've had it for a while. I ordered it. Yes, you outed me. Well, I outed myself, but but I have not used it. I haven't even opened the box.
What?
I know. It's literally sitting right under. I have a table and a stack of boxes to get the height I wanted for the the camera. So it's sitting under the computer right now, so I can't even look at the front of it. But I know it's not Addie. I'm pretty sure it's Centro. It's not the big one. It's not. I don't remember how it's based on pins, right? How many pins it has?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So are you still increasing?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I'm doing 5 and an increase currently. Okay.
So for me, again, I would say, let me go back to this real quick. I would say going down to that 4.5 hook on the 4 weight was a good choice, because that to me looks better.
Was I supposed to go this far?
Well, how many stitches you got?
Well, 5 and an increase is 7 times 8.
7 times 8 is 56.
That's too far.
Okay, yeah, Linda. 22 needle. Yeah, I think is that the smallest one? Okay, I'm gonna lift you all up for a second. What does it say? Yeah, it's Centro. This is not a toy, it says right on it. That is freaking hilarious.
Yes, it is. It's yarn.
It's adult toys, but not that kind of adult toy. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell. It says you need to be at least age 8. Okay. For perspective, it's about this big. No, remember, my hands are tiny. Okay.
Is it 48 needle?
I think it's 48. Yeah, sorry about that. It's a big girl toy. That's right. So this just demonstrates how freaking tiny my hands are. Very disproportionate to my body, but
so this would look really big in your hand.
Oh, where's my phone when you need it? Okay. All right. But it's the box it's about this big around, so I think the 48 sounds right. Well, I just finished row 8, so that's where I'm at too, Megan, and I'm just waiting to see how many straight rows we do.
Was it almost $200?
No.
It
was like,
well,
It was like on clearance.
150.
No, like 50.
Oh, you might not have the 48 needle then.
Okay. So it was just on a clearance, and like maybe in December, maybe end of year. No, but I didn't get it until recently, but I still haven't shown it.
Oh, I was like, you've had it since December?
No, like the end of December. I probably have had it a month. I'm bad. I haven't shown it. Yes, and I knew that Centro was Addie's a much better product, right? And the little hooks don't break as easily, right?
It depends on who you talk to. I think some people likes the Centro.
Oh yeah, people like the Centro, but I don't think it's as I think Addie, you actually are. Yes, I have the Centro for sure. I just looked. The Addie's just I think it's a case where you actually the name brand does actually matter.
Does it?
That's what I think. 40.
Oh, so
it might be 40. It might be 40 then, because I don't think it's the biggest one. I think it was the medium one, because it looked the right size to make hats. That was my thinking on it. But when I'm ready to, like, we'll have to do a live, and I'll have to show it, and I'll have to get advice, because somebody that comes here regularly does stuff on the Addie, right?
Jackie.
It's Jackie. Okay.
Mm-hmm. She makes all kinds of stuff, I believe. Like,
what do you do on a knitting machine other than hats? Jackie actually does amigurumi.
Mm-hmm.
She just did a gingerbread man. It was super cute. Yeah. Jackie, JACQUIE. I can't remember. You have the 20. It works out. And what do you use it for, Margaret? Do you use it for hats, or is it something else? I'm kind of tempted to try socks on my knitting loom, because crocheted socks, often you feel the bumps. Let us know what we're supposed to do after our increase, or row 9.
We need to just get someone super experienced with knitting on here.
Yes, well,
and us grab the knitting needles and see if we can knit.
See if we can learn.
Now, I have to. Warning, Camille may get irritated.
You might need to drop or you might need to throw this, right? After you make it, throw that F-bomb.
I mean, yeah.
For adult hats. Okay. But you have made socks on. Okay, see. Blanks to dye. Okay, nice.
I could knit Ryan some socks if I had one of those little ones.
The 22 pins, yeah.
Huh.
I know that there's a way to do socks on the knitting loom. I have 2 different gauge little pins that you stick in there. Yarn blanks.
They'll knit them up and dye them.
Right. Oh, so they dye it after they've knitted them?
Yeah, they knit the yarn up raw, and then they dye it, and then they unravel it.
I had no idea that was a way to do dyeing.
And it makes interesting patterns. And if you watch the Kim Knits lady, she'll even like stencil dye patterns on the knit blanks. And I think she had a dandelion the other day. But it just makes for an interesting colorway when she unravels it and hangs it up.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So yarn blanks are the ones that are like plain yarn, wool, or whatever, and just no color. Okay.
Well, yeah.
It's not the fluff, though, or whatever Cinnamon Stitches calls it. Okay.
That's roving. I think I
Right.
could be using wrong terminology
That's
there. I don't
roving,
know
not roving
everything.
yarn. No, you're
Yeah.
correct. That's what Bridget said the other day.
Roving yarn is the raw wool, but also I learned from talking to Bridget the other day, it can always also be the kind of yarn, right?
I think if you just call it roving, it's that stuff that you spin. If you call it roving yarn, it's been spun, but it's not like consistent.
Right.
Yeah, Ginny, make sure spinner earlier. That's funny. Yeah, Jenny,
Is
if you
Bridget
want
in
to
here?
drop
Did
your
Bridget come?
if Bridget's still here,
I
drop your
think she
channel
might.
if you didn't.
She might be on a. Is she on a live tonight? Maybe. I don't know.
I know she is tomorrow. She might be tonight. I don't know. All right. So we're at row 8.
Her spinny, her spin videos where she's got some music to it.
Oh, are really fun to watch.
I could just watch. I mean,
yeah.
I could put that on and just watch it like I did, or have it playing like I do music, and it's like, and then add on. She had some plants in the background of the spinning wheel. I mean, it was just right up my alley.
Yeah, she has great content. And I don't know if she's here. Linda could drop her link if Linda's still here. Megan, are you ready for the next row when Camille's ready? It's just going to be going around and having 48 stitches, but how many rows of that?
Right? To 11 for y'all, I believe.
Oh, so 9, 10, and 11 are all just 48 stitches.
That's not right.
No. Okay.
Worsted weight. No, it's 9 through 15 for y'all.
Okay, so Megan, we're just going to keep going around again. Put your stitch marker in your first stitch or your last stitch, and you're going to get to row 15. So we need to finish 15 rows, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's no more increases. Just go around and around.
Right. Correct.
Yes.
Oh, I got to pull the chat back up. I need to go.
7 rows.
I need to go to 11.
7 rows, Megan, because so you got to count row 9 instead of just subtract. Yeah, it's weird. That's why I double checked it on my fingers. Yes, again, I was a math teacher, but I finger count because sometimes that's what works.
I still, when I'm doing any multiplication, if I'm doing the 7, 8s, or 9s, I still have to.
Yeah. 7s were always my nemesis. I don't know why.
Like that teacher yelling at me in 3rd grade. They didn't do anything. I'm still going. She was my least favorite teacher of all time, my 3rd grade teacher.
Oh, I liked my 3rd grade teacher.
I did not.
I actually pretty much liked all my teachers. I was very lucky. I had my first semester I took calculus in high school. My first semester calculus teacher was probably my least favorite, and then of course I worked with him for a few years because I taught at the school, not initially, but I ended up teaching. That's funny, Stephanie. I ended up teaching with him, but yeah. Oh, no recollection of your 3rd grade teacher. My 3rd grade teacher was, yeah. No, I'm trying to think if there was other than I did have one math teacher that, the instructor in Ferris Bueller's Day Off that keeps going, Bueller. That's exactly how that math teacher spoke. It was, yeah. When I saw that movie, I just laughed. I'm like, hey, it's Mr. Bradsby.
Third grade was a little bit, I don't know.
Was that before you changed schools?
Yeah, I was in public school then, but it was still a little bit like, I don't know. I don't like using the word traumatic for that, but it's something.
It can be.
And it was like, first there was the multiplication thing. Then there was she was the teacher that she gave this test thing, and it was like, she was really trying to get us to follow instructions. So she like stressed following the instructions, reading the whole thing before it moved forward. And there was only one person in that whole class that actually followed her instructions, because it was basically read the whole thing and you're done, don't do anything. And I remember just being devastated because I didn't get the prize. And then it was also like the first time I realized I got made fun of.
Gotcha.
And I this girl, I wanted these, what were they called? There were the pencil bags that went in your notebook. And this girl had one that I wanted, right? She had a lot of stuff I wanted. And I saw her throw that pencil bag in the trash. And I thought that was just horrible that she would throw that in the trash. And I went and got it out of the trash.
I absolutely would have done the same thing.
And I got made fun of after that because I dug in the trash. But I thought she was wasteful.
Absolutely, that's wasteful.
Like, you just threw away something I wanted and there was nothing wrong with it. Like, give me that pencil bag.
Well, and kids can just be mean too, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was she was a little she was rich. I wasn't. Kind of thing going on.
And yeah, the school I went to, and then the school I taught, by the time I taught there, it was even more extreme. Everything from kids living out of their cars or in mobile homes, in not great mobile home parks, because some mobile home parks are very nice, but all the way to, I literally had a student whose family had their own helicopter and a pool, a swimming pool in their basement. So I had the extremes. So yeah.
Whose idea? I don't know. Ideas just kind of like come out when we're on. I don't know. I do remember that I wanted a love bomb instead of an F bomb. So
yes.
But we just kind of it just evolves while we're in chat.
6. Yes, and we were asking 10 what we should do next, because we did the C to C, the corner to corner.
Okay.
Which is on your screen there with the heart.
Yeah.
And we asked, and I think it was Megan that said,
"Oh, yeah,
a basic amigurumi," and then it was long cool. And either Chuck or Megan said, "Oh, do the F bomb," and then that's where
that's right.
We with it. And then you were like, "Let's do it, since it's February, we could do it a love bomb."
That's right.
Did I click it? Yes, I did. Okay. I'm worried I don't have enough yarn.
Yeah, I want a Centro.
Sorry.
Throw your Centro in the trash. I'll come dig it out.
Okay. I'll see. You've got my address.
Oh, dear. start to beginner's amigurumi lesson. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So what did y'all think about my videos? I'm mostly proud of them. I critique myself. I see some room for improvement in both of them. Things I could do better in both of them. I'm about to do a scarf tutorial, I think.
Oh, nice. My favorite tutorial was my honeycomb blanket tutorial. But that was hours and hours and hours of filming and editing and typing in and doing all that. These I whipped out. I filmed. When did I film most of them? Yesterday morning.
Yeah.
So everything but the F, because I knew the F would be the hardest. So the rows at the top were nice. Rows at the top. Oh, Camille. Camille is very natural.
Huh?
Are you talking about? Are you talking about Camille? That she's very natural. I just like to talk, so that's my biggest issue. Camille's much quieter in her tutorials than I am. I don't shut up.
I just want it to be very matter of fact only, because of my experience watching tutorials. Like, just give me the information I need. I'm sitting here wanting to make the thing, right? I like the background music. Sometimes I don't, but then you can just mute it, right? I liked that about other people's tutorials that I watch. So that's basically just trying to make mine in a style of, this is what I liked in my tutorial watching, so this is how I'm going to do it. But yeah. I think maybe I could probably give a little more instruction than I did in the beginner one, but it's what we got. I don't even know what row I'm on now. Oh my gosh.
That's why I have to. Yeah, you can watch Camille count these. There is a trick to it. You have to kind of go at an angle.
So I'm about to start row 10. So, okay, that's right. I thought you were fine. You're very natural on the video. You going like your next door neighbor. I like watching you both. Decorations or toys. I think I'm gonna give these two to my husband to take to school.
Yeah.
And give to somebody, give to someone, let some students have it.
I haven't decided. I might
but I'm keeping this one.
Like this one, yeah, this is definitely decoration, because again, it's got metal right there. You can see that's really hard. I used a wire as the fuse and then tied that through the loop so the wire goes down inside. But this one I haven't decided. Somebody said something about a cat toy. Like, honestly, if I had brought my catnip up here, I totally would turn this into a cat toy. But the F is too much work to make that a cat toy. That's my opinion on that. But guess the F is weird. I don't know. I don't remember this tutorial on. I didn't even look at it, actually. I think this is very different than how I did my F. Yeah, I'm like everybody's next door neighbor, and I like talk to everyone. Chuck, seriously, I would talk to anybody. But yeah, probably as decoration. I was actually thinking it would be, I was going to ask, because I have a 17-year-old stepdaughter and a 14-year-old stepdaughter, and I was going to have them ask their teachers if they would want. They'd probably have to do the love bomb. I don't know if they'd want that as a gift. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I do with that. I haven't decided yet because this one's, I can tell, bigger. But again, I think I used a 2.25 or a 2.75 on the black one. And so sorry, I was just saying numbers. That's just cruel.
Did you, on the black one, was it also 6? Start with 6?
Let me see if I can tell. Oh, God, it's black. It's so hard. And I cinched it, and it was such a tiny hook. I'm going to say yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't. It's so darn black, guys. I mean, there's black yarn, and then there's this black yarn. This black yarn is so darned black. It's like you can't see anything. But I'm pretty sure. Let me see. I can tell here. Yeah, it looks like a 6. I counted the second row, and I'm pretty sure that came out. Hi, Dolly. How are you doing? I need to double check my row count real quick. So working in the round, I definitely recommend a stitch marker. Now, this is not the ideal stitch marker for amigurumi because sometimes with these fatter ones, I got my hook really wound up in there. Okay, come on. Okay. Sometimes when you use the big, thick stitch markers, it can leave a little bit of a hole, but I already have lots of holes, so it's no big deal. Oh, she would Margaret, that author would probably love that. I'll learn crocheting for free. That's kind of what we do, isn't it? All right. Let me count my rows.
We already learned crochet.
Yes, that's what we're doing right now. We're
teaching crochet right now. No, get rid of that. I don't like where that's going.
Linda, did you get it? Oh. Timeout?
I just blocked them because that felt weird.
Yeah, that was headed in a weird direction, wasn't it?
Uh-huh. Can you report someone like that? I don't know how to report people.
I think people in the chat can.
Because when they start being like in that way,
right,
like they need to get off the. They need to get off. That's icky. Oh, what do you do? This world's going to hell in a handbasket. That's what my mom would say.
If you'd like to join. Sorry, I didn't see. Oh, no, it's okay, Linda.
It's okay.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Megan. They don't actually do much.
They don't. No. I forgot you were on your. Well, you don't care.
Out of curiosity, just I don't know how to do the thing. Put a 1 if you're a pencil grip and a 2 if you're a knife grip. on your crochet hook? I'm curious.
See, look, I'm going to try. Let's try. I'm going to try it again. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Like, they just make it look so dainty and beautiful. Like,
Okay, we got mostly knife grips. We're both knife grips.
See, I can do it, but I hate it. Like, and you see people just
go ahead.
Going like they're just like
right.
Not me. I'm gonna hold it like I got some meat and potatoes to eat. Give me some cornbread.
So Jenny's a knit, and I did. So she's a pencil grip. Did you learn to crochet or knit first? For those of you who do both. Oh, and you're left-handed. Okay. My grandma was left-handed, but I faced her when I was learning. So I didn't realize, like my brain did not register at all that it was different. Or maybe I sat next to her. No, I think I sat across from her. So yeah, hard to teach someone. Yeah. Yeah, if you just kind of do whichever way. Yeah, Margaret's a lefty too, yes. But man, it's so much faster, right?
Seems like it. Seems like they're always a speedy crocheter. But you don't see a lot of people doing that, holding it that way.
It's all in how you learn, I think.
Right? It's like, I mean, I guess you kind of hold it with. See, it's hard to me. They don't seem to put their hook in as far either. I noticed, like,
right.
I'm all like jab, right?
Yeah.
And then I push it this way, and that's a tension thing for me to push it down on my hook, because I know that I crochet a little on the tighter side. Because if I left it here, it would be even tighter. Gotcha. So I push it through.
Yeah, so you're more you push it down the neck or whatever they call it.
I go all the way down, see?
Yeah. I used to do that. Now I'm somewhere between. And it depends on what I'm doing. I probably should start my cardigan, huh?
Yeah. I haven't got to. All I've done the last almost 3 days has been those tutorials.
Right.
And editing. It's not the. I say editing. It's not the editing. It's not the editing. It's the waiting for my thing to download or upload and then download. And then, okay, so what I do is I'm like, I take the footage, I upload it to Canva, I edit, I download it. If I'm adding music, I go over to YouTube Create, I upload it, I add music, I download it, then I have to go back and upload it into YouTube.
Right.
And it took over an hour to upload my video. It was almost 2 hours uploading my video to YouTube this morning. And I don't know if that's like partly my internet connection or what.
What video was it that I told you it took like 4 hours to download, and I don't understand why? I do. Megan, I absolutely have to finish this first. This has got to be done. I've got to finish this weekend.
You better get it done.
I will. I'm confident. It's not like the sleeping bear that I'm avoiding. That one needs to be done by the end of February. And then I've got one I've got to have done by the end of March. I have overbooked myself. Oh, Tina, how are you
Hi,
feeling?
Tina.
How are you feeling? I hope can you use your voice yet? Because I know you had lost your voice
Oh,
and you were supposed to not use it. I think that was that 12. Okay, I still got Rose to do. How are you doing, Megan?
I need to go to the little girl's room and do a little walkie walk.
Okay.
So I wonder if I can set this,
Yeah.
like, can I set it here? I'm just going to turn my camera off
Sure.
and mute it. I'll be right back.
Here, I'll go solo. So you can see. Here's my ball. I'm at about the same spot, Megan. I have a voice. Yay, you have your voice back. I don't know if you ever saw that episode of Friends, Tina, but when Phoebe gets she gets a little sick, and so her voice goes lower, and she was like saying smelly cat, and she was really sad when her voice returned to normal. Okay. 10. I'm at about the same place as Megan. 3. Anybody else crocheting along and doing this? So one of my favorite moments teaching, so this isn't like necessarily a funny story. This is just I was so excited I got to actually teach this in class. I got to use a friend's quote in class. Or I might have even used the clip. I don't remember. But I was teaching this class that was kind of more of these are students who we just need a math credit to graduate high school, and they're possibly college bound. So I didn't want to keep them from being able to be prepared for that. So what I taught was like literally financial literacy, and we learned about writing checks, paying our bills on time. There was this really cool program. Gosh, I can't remember what company it was. It wasn't H&R Block, but it was sort of like an H&R Block type company that the kids actually, they would get paychecks, not real money, just to clarify, and they had to pay rent, and they had to figure out how to make sure they paid everything on time. Anyway, when they got their paychecks, I used the quote from Rachel on Friends, when she had first gotten she'd gotten her very first paycheck, and she was so excited from the coffee shop. She was so excited, and she said, "Who the hell is FICA, and why are they taking all my money?" So yeah, it was very appropriate, because FICA tax. Now, if you're not in the U.S., you don't know about that, but FICA tax is something that comes out. I don't remember what it stands for. Federal something. That's about all I can recall. But anyway, yes, Tina has the flu. That's what she said the other day. But just trying to breathe. Oh, I hate when you have coughing fits like that. That is so miserable. But anyway, FICA taking all your money. 5, 6. when I'm not doing increases, I count by tens, and then that's just what I do. I don't know what y'all do. Let me see who else I want to give. Okay. Brace stage to these. Yes. Yes, they're like a hat. It's like all of a sudden it starts turning around, and it's all about how many rows that keep the same. Yeah. Or do you mean my kitty shirt or my little hat? Yes, I like puns. I'm sure some of you picked that up. Six. What was it? Yeah. So I think we'll do the, so sorry. I can actually tilt that down a little bit. You guys can see that in action. I do really like this. I fixed it so it has both parts now. I love it. So this is when you outer pull. But I think we'll do the F next. The kitty top. Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny? Yeah. I like it. I like puns. I have a T-Rex too. It says TEA, and it's a T-Rex. He's holding a cup of tea, and it has the little T tag hanging out. And I'm really into tea. I don't know if any of you are. I don't know how much I've actually mentioned that, but I freaking love tea. Tea is amazing. But anyway, so I have this little T-Rex, and my 3-year-old granddaughter, super duper into dinosaurs, loves them. So whenever I wear that shirt, she always has to comment on it, and she always gets clarification on what the tag hanging out of the cup is, which is really funny. And then one day she had a T-Rex sticker, and she had to put it on my T-Rex cup, on my t-shirt, because it just needed to be that way, because she's 3. Well, she was 2 at the time. So yeah, I like the punny stuff. Sorry, it's quiet. My clock did just go off. For those of you who are new to my channel, I have a cuckoo clock that goes off 12.5 minutes before the hour, and it is actually from Germany. So I don't know what we did wrong in setting up the time. When my daughter had gone on her honeymoon, my 27-year-old daughter had gone on her honeymoon on a Viking river cruise down the Rhine. So from Amsterdam to down into Germany and Cologne and some other cities I don't remember, and then somewhere in France I don't remember, and then they ended in Basel. I'm not sure. Basal, Switzerland. Oh, do I still have my Swiss chocolate sitting here? Let's see. See if I have my chocolate from Switzerland buried under all my notions, etc. Or did I take it? I might have taken it to the bedroom because I'm like, I want to eat this. There was something else I was going to share with you guys. Oh, this is funny. I doubt anyone because I am now at row 15. I doubt anyone across the pond or out of America would have heard of this, but Casa Bonita, and you know how the South Park people bought it. Here, let me go back to this. The South Park people bought Casa Bonita and like refurbished it and everything. And so I went, and so Casa Bonita, Is that showing the correct direction for y'all?
Yes.
Okay. So it had a love tester. Okay. So you gripped it. And here's what this says. And I will keep this forever because this is hilarious. My love tester. Relationships are like tacos. They can be messy, but you can't resist them. So there you go. There's my love advice for y'all. They can be messy, but you can't resist them. All right. So, Megan, are you at what is Casa Bonita? So it is an experience. So it's I'm gonna call it this, but it's a Mexican restaurant based on a restaurant that was in Mexico. I believe it was Mexico. I'm not actually sure, but the food is. I'm gonna do it like this. The food is Mexican. It's bright pink. It's like Pepto-Bismol pink. Here I'll pull up a picture because yeah, you get yeah. It took them forever to match the pink because they were restoring it. Let me do images. Okay. Oh, let me go big for a sec. This is what Casa Bonita looks like. Right there. Do you see that Pepto pink? That's the whole building. And they just refurbished this. There's actual like cliff divers inside. Like there's all this entertainment. There's puppet shows that are hilarious. It's a comedy show. They have this Black Bart's cave. It's a whole experience. It's incredible. But you're paying for the experience. You're not paying for the food. The food's better than it used to be. It used to be Casa Don't Eata. That's what everybody called it because the food was not yummy. But it's really, yeah, Google it, Casa Bonita. And like I said, the writers of South Park, they grew up here in Colorado, and like Casa Bonita there was an episode about Casa Bonita in South Park. I never watched the show, so I just heard about it. But again, if you're ever in Colorado, it's worth checking it out because it's really a fascinating experience. The food is good. Better than adequate. Good is probably a little. They hired a chef to revamp the menu because seriously, the menu used to be really, cafeteria food and not even that good. But now it's at least better food. But you're paying a fair amount, but it includes everything but your tip. So it's covering all the entertainment. It's covering the experience. Like I said, they have the love tester. They have caricature artists. They have you can go get old timey pictures. You can it's all kinds of things. It's cool. It's a very cool place. If you ever happen to come here, you had to get on a waiting list. After they reopened, you had to get on a waiting list, and I was on the waiting list from May to the end of November before I was even allowed to make a reservation. I'm in exactly the same place, Megan. So we're ready for Camille's next instruction after not increasing anymore, after doing all the same count rows, the 48s. Yes, mine got nipply because I changed hook sizes. I did a naughty, and you're seeing the result of that. That's why that did that. But I'm so much happier with that. See how those holes are so much bigger because I changed hook sizes down. So Camille, how long does the balm take to make when not on live? Yeah, how long did the ball take when you weren't like recording a tutorial, you were just plowing through?
My tutorial footage was an hour, but I cut some parts out where I messed up and had to redo. So I would say it's an hour to make the sphere.
Yeah, and the F, I don't remember how long the F took. Was that like 20 minutes?
I don't even think it took that long.
Not even 15?
Yeah.
Because I think that's once we finish the ball, we'll do that. We'll do the F because that's the hardest. And I sincerely feel like pick whatever heart. I don't love the heart pattern I did at all. I like Camille's heart pattern way more than what I did. So yeah, that's my opinion.
Oops.
I did an F in 10 or 15 with chains and singles. Okay. So you just played with it. And that's what, so when I look at this F, I think this was like done in rows, like starting at the top and working down, I think. But I didn't even look at this because I didn't want to see how different that looks. Let me show. Where's my F? I have no F's. No, here. I've got 2 F's. Yeah. All right. So that way.
I would say so, Linda.
So look at the appearance difference. I don't know. It's hard to tell because this yarn is fuzzy. But I feel like it looks a lot different. But if you single crochet, I'm glad you figured it out, Megan. Just playing with it with the single speak instead of the 90 minutes to 2 hours for complete. Yes, I think that's about right, Linda. I think that's what Camille just said too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so these are the next rows, and that's for the 4 weight, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I was going to pause you, but there is no reason to pause you. I'm being silly. Okay, I'm going to do my 6, and then I'm going to show my decrease. So I'm going to flip us for a sec as soon as I get my 6. Okay, so I'm ready to do a decrease. So I'm going to flip to solo for a second, and then I'm going to bring it down. All right, so how I do this is I go down in the front loop of the next stitch. And I obviously made that kind of tight. And then up through the front loop of the next stitch. So down and then up. And then when I pull that through, did I go off camera? Or was that all on camera? And then here, I'm going to do it again. So I'm sure I'm on camera. So in the down through the front loop and then up through the front loop of the next stitch, yarn over, come through both of those, and then pull through and do your single crochet. I don't know. Yeah, so it's just a little less visible. I don't know if it's worth it. And if you're doing a thick yarn or a fuzzy yarn, oh heck no, don't even bother. But
you
that's
go down into the front loop.
So you go down through the front loop and
I
up
go
through
up.
Yeah, so I used to do it that way. And then when I learned go down through the front loop of the one next to it and then up through the next loop, it's way more invisible. I got to do 6 chains or 6 singles first. But I did it the way you were describing first.
That could make things easier, actually.
It is once you get used to it. And again, you do not have to do an invisible decrease. Megan, do you know how to do a traditional decrease? If you don't, I'll show that too.
Why don't you go ahead and show it anyway?
Okay. So a traditional decrease would be I'm going to go in here, pull up a loop, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, pull through all 3. So I want to show you how different those two look. Oh, focus camera. It's the white is blowing out a little bit. Sorry about that. Let me see. Is that better? You still can't really tell. Yeah, so that one's the invisible one, and that's the one I just did. It's just a little thicker if you do that traditional one. I don't know. It's I think it's preference, however you want it to look. But so I'm going to actually pull that out because I want them to match. But they're with that furry yarn with the Triceratops, I did not bother doing the invisible decrease. I just did the traditional. So in one stitch, pull up a loop, in the next stitch, pull up a loop. And then through all the, I hear my phone. Oh, there it is. Because I moved it, and so now it's being noisy. But yes, Casa Bonita, it's an experience if you're ever in Colorado. But you do have to get a what do you call that?
Situation.
Sorry, I just read a text from my friend that's very unfortunate. What was I saying?
Reservation.
Yes, you have to have a reservation. You literally cannot go without a reservation, which is so funny because it is not high-class food. So just so no one's surprised. It's overpriced food, but you're paying for the entertainment. And like I said, so they have a magician show. They have the cliff divers. They have a creepy gorilla. I'm saying that because I really don't like the change they made to the way the gorilla looks. It looks like a pig gorilla. I don't like it, but it's not what I remembered as a kid. The comedy show that's what do you call those? Like puppets. It's a puppet comedy show, and it's very, very funny. But again, it's South Park, so of course the writing for that is excellent. And then Black Bart's Cave is cool, but yeah, it's a whole experience. I mean, it's cool, but I cannot emphasize enough. It costs more than you might be willing to pay. My reservation, the one that I was waiting for forever, it happened to come up when my dad and sister were in town, so we were able to go to a lunch, and my dad paid, so it wasn't quite as painful.
Yeah.
But it's an experience. It's cool. And it's still like the reservations are packed. I counted wrong somewhere. It's all right. I probably only had 5 between somewhere, so I'm just throwing in an extra stitch so I get to where I should be. So I need to scroll back up. Oh yeah, if anybody who hasn't dropped their channel, you can do Hooker 247, no slash, yeah. Because if for the knitters, I should have Stabber 247, right? Because they stab the yarn. Not really, but decrease. Okay. Did I count that one? Yes. Well, I'm glad I could introduce you all to the craziness of Casa Bonita. But yeah, Google it, and they'll probably even show you shows. There's actually a little documentary about their redoing it.
That would be a cute cat bed, like on a bigger scale.
Yeah, it would.
I bet they'd love that.
Yeah, my cats have loved everything I've crocheted for them. I think they really like the crochet feel, like they can really get their claws in it and they love it.
I've got to get my polyfill, so I'm going to shut that for a second.
Okay.
It's just right over here. It won't take me that long.
I'm chatting too much, so I'm behind.
Well, that's why I love blanket yarn.
Yeah, for real.
That's why I love blanket yarn. It's just so much faster.
Yeah, this looks so much bigger than mine. Yeah, maybe not.
Crinkle, crinkle.
But yeah, again, on blanket yarn, you don't need to bother doing an invisible decrease. There's no point. Only if you want to save yarn. It's a good way to help with yarn chicken if you're in that situation. How many are actually doing any of this part? I know Megan.
Yeah, what are y'all up to? I feel like if y'all told me, I've missed it.
Jenny's making that gorgeous sweater with that gorgeous yarn.
Right, okay.
She's knitting, though.
I just want to... I want to stop what I'm doing and go look at it. I can't help myself. That is gorgeous. I'm going to have to get some of that.
Yeah, especially since it's Lion brand. Okay, my little cheat on the last row worked. Oh, you're working on your cardi. Nice. And
okay.
But couldn't hear. Oh no. What happened?
Oh.
What happened, Bridget?
Did you hear us say thank you? Because
yes.
we did.
Thank you. Oh, so it works up really nice too, Jenny, that Ferris wheel? Now I have to scroll up in the chat to get my next instruction because, of course, I didn't write anything down because why would I?
Okay. Well, what was your last one you did?
I just was checking that it was just keep decreasing, and that is what you do. So
yeah, decrease all the way to the end.
We're big fans of Queen Bridget. Yeah, you could do Hooker 247 if you haven't dropped your channel. Ginny, I know you did at the beginning, but you could again because you're probably new to a lot of these folks. Again, I cannot remember what channel I saw or heard about you on. The sweater, yeah, for the make along. Okay.
Did anybody watch Wow today? Wow Crochet?
Oh shoot, she was live.
Yeah, she's live every Friday. I missed her today because my sleep issue.
So what time is she live? She's Australian, or
yes.
is she? Yeah, she's Australian also. Mm-hmm. So I think I was watching Jenny when Mary was live. Mm. Mary's fun.
She's live I think she's live at 5 my time. Maybe it's 4. No, I think it's 5 my time, 5 Central.
Yes, it was very nice to find you, Jenny. I really wish I knew which channel I either saw you on or heard you referred to.
I've watched her before. I've seen her in a live. Somebody's live.
Do you think it was Mary?
No, I've never seen Mary live with anyone.
Oh, okay.
It was someone American, I think.
Okay. Like I said, it's easier. The Australians, it's easier to get our times lined up than the Brits.
Yeah.
When do you stuff, Camille, at what row? Or how far from the bottom?
Second to the last. It depends on basically, can I get my 2 fingers in there? Right. So if it's something small, I'd probably stuff sooner.
I see.
Yeah. But I usually do it like second to the last row. And I found if I leave this stitch marker in here when I'm closing up, it helps that I don't go past what I'm supposed to be. Because if you do too many stitches, it can make it look funny.
Yes. You can get a weird nipple there too, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I wonder if Ginny, have you heard of Wow Designs? Mary, wait, what's it called?
Wow, crochet
Designs,
I think.
yeah. Yeah, they are. They are, Bridget. You're so right.
Oh, I missed one.
Oh, I feel like I'm going really slow. I don't normally go this slow.
I like it.
But it seems like Megan and I are pretty much on the same pace. But it's probably just me being impatient. That's probably all it actually is.
Yeah, because I mean, it does take longer for that.
And I'm positive there were less rows in my black F-bomb. But again, if this is your first experience with like amigurumi type stitches, this is the best thing to learn because you'll use it in pretty much everything.
Mm-hmm.
This concept.
I mean, can you do amigurumi without making a sphere?
Or at least half of one, right?
Right.
But like Linda said, it's kind of when you start, it's almost like when you are doing increases on a hat, if you're going top down.
See, why does it look smaller?
Probably just tension.
Huh.
That'd be my guess. Or you missed
Oh, this yarn is very slightly smaller than this, even though they're both bulky 6s. That probably has something to do with it.
Yeah. Well, it's like Megan said, it's yes, I've been in her life. And now she's okay. Where was she before? I didn't realize she hadn't always been in Australia. And then I'm sorry. Maybe that is where I saw you, Jenny. It might have been when I was in a live with Mary. Okay. I don't know why I pulled up. I did not need to do that. I know what I'm doing. Or at least I'm good at pretending I do.
Dude. I told him I was on a live. Can you hear that?
Only a very tiny bit.
You just like hear someone's talking, can't hear his words?
Right.
Okay, good.
Is he needing to use some F-bombs? Is that what you're saying?
No, but he's not talking nice.
Oh, got it.
This is the sneak peek of my octopus.
Oh, cute. Ooh, I love that yarn. What is that?
I have no idea.
Wrap leftover. Got it.
I think it's an HL. It's too soft to be red heart, I feel like. I think it's an HL yarn. It's pretty though. Look at it. I'm making an octopus out of this variegated stuff.
So pretty.
I hope it turns out as pretty as I think it's going to. So yeah, sneak peek of my amigurumi that's going to be released next. I don't know when, soon. Tuesday.
And that's out of the book.
Yeah. It's not as pretty of an octopus as Ingrid, but
Ingrid is stunning. I want to make Ingrid for the lady who paid me to make all those octopus hats.
yeah.
Yeah, no F-bombs caught. Yeah, exactly, Megan.
Different colors will make a difference in the size of the yarn. Yeah, that's been my experience.
It's wild, isn't it?
You know, this is Bernat Perfect Phasing, and it's a little fluffier than this Bernat Baby Blanket. But I think Perfect Phasing isn't baby. But this is slightly smaller 6-weight than this was. But for a second there, I was like, did I do something wrong?
Okay, even though this is white, I'm going to use my yarn scraps, but I don't think my yarn scraps is enough. Because I have another bag of yarn scraps somewhere. Oh, is it right there? Ah, there we go. And I've even got some white in there, so I will snag that.
I think I'm going to go with pink on here.
What's that?
I think I'm going to go with this hot pink on here, too. I'm just using up
my
scrap.
Yeah, just use scraps, yeah. But yeah, if I can use scraps to stuff, I usually do. But I have been finding polyfill everywhere in this room as I've been cleaning and not finding the wax.
Should I wait?
Yes, you're right, Megan. I never thought about that, but that's so accurate. It's so weird. It makes no sense, but it's true. Like they're tighter and they're snugger everywhere. Just by being black, they can be exactly the same pants. Otherwise, yeah, it's not quite enough. But like I said, I've been finding polyfill all over.
Did you order it, I guess, already?
Yeah.
All right. See you in a minute, babe.
Okay.
Be safe.
Hopefully the colors won't show through too much. Yeah, I'm going to need to stuff that more. I have some scraps from, gosh, this is from 2 years ago, that scrap right there. I have to be careful with my scrap bags because for whatever reason, my girl kitty loves to steal my scrap bags and carry it around like a kitten. And then of course it gets holes in it. And then, you know, the scraps like try to, yeah, I'm going to need polyfill. Okay. It's right over here. I just got to get it. So I'll be right at the back.
All right. Stepping with old swatches and finger weaving when I get there. I keep forgetting this stuff out of my mason jar. I don't know why I should have done that because my mason jar is full. Hopefully I'll remember to stuff the octopus I'm making out of my mason jar scraps. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't like if I'm cooking for me, which y'all know I don't cook that much, but if I'm cooking for me, I'm eating a peanut butter sandwich. There's no cooking. Peanut butter sandwich, please. I can eat a peanut butter sandwich every day and be perfectly happy. No, he's ran to get a pizza.
Oh, okay.
This is all the random little pieces of fluff I have found in this room.
Wow, that's like a little bag full, huh?
Right? And I don't know if the cats got into one of my polyfill bags or something that was, it feels like pillow stuffing is what it feels like. It's very soft. It feels nicer than, you know, regular stuffing. But yeah, so literally all of this is just This would be destashing according to Bridget's rules, right?
Oh yeah, you can call this some stash down. Ah, this isn't stash down. This one isn't. These are stash downs.
This one is. This one's not. Actually, this is, because this is all from last year. This yarn, I literally don't even know how long I've had it. This is from Dollar Tree. This white yarn I'm using. I shifted that a little bit. There we go. All right, is that enough stuffing? Nope, I need some more. I'm gonna use a good portion of this bag, but yeah, seriously, it felt like, okay, every time I would find one of these little hunks of stuffing, I'm like, that's awesome, because then I know I'll have enough. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't know that you can tell any difference that I did the invisible. Looking at this bottom, doesn't look any different than yours.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't bother with it. Like, it's kind of a pain for me, and I don't see a difference. Like, now there may have very well, like, I can see little blips on Ingrid in a pattern, in a little swirly pattern. It may have made a difference on her had I used that, but for most of the things I make, because like amigurumis, you're going to sew things onto them.
Right, especially this, yeah.
If I was just making a ball to give to someone, maybe I would not want that to show. But when you do an amigurumi, you sew so many things to it. Who cares if the little thing shows? That's how I feel about it anyway. It's like not worth my time.
Okay, now what did I do with my hook? There it is.
Put a lid on your jar and stick it in your polyfilament. No, I don't want to put a lid on my jar. But yeah, I need to make sure I do the octopus.
Yeah, have it with it. Yeah.
And I'm gonna say if you do this, like this original top, what do we call this? This fuse top.
Oh yeah.
On this one, I did like 12. How many did you say to do? 10? This one was 10, I think, but this one was 12. And then I turned and did another row of single crochet because I didn't feel like it was proportionate.
So right. So yes, to just get it to look right. Yes. And so that's why I was like, I'm just going to cook for myself before the, yeah. Oh, Megan, both Camille and I are exactly the same. We would forget to eat. My husband does actually have to remind me regularly or ask me, have you eaten? What have you eaten today? It seems so weird, but it's like I can get so involved. I just don't do it.
And see, again, I feel like I don't know, maybe that one's enough for this shorter one. I feel like maybe I should do another row of singles. Can't decide. I guess I can do it and pull it out if I don't like it. Yeah. I'll forget what my alarm is for, Megan.
Yes, my alarms have to be labeled, or I don't know what the alarm is for.
It's so hot. Is it going to be are we going to have a huge heat wave this summer? Like, I always feel like when it's this warm in the winter, it's a horrible summer.
Colorado's too inconsistent. We've had enough moisture in between that I'm not as stressed as I usually would be. Because this warm in the winter, had we not had a bunch of snow already, would have been like, oh my gosh, we're going to have a summer of fires. That's our biggest issue.
Yeah.
Because we have no humidity. What Let's see what the humidity is tonight. I don't remember because it's always interesting. Oh, yeah. See, that's the key, right, Megan? Labeled alarms.
What are you doing? Are you still working on your ball?
Yeah, I'm almost done.
You're finishing up.
That's going to type in because I was curious about the humidity. Okay.
Oh, so, look, we can make it a handle. It can be a ball bag.
There you go.
What did you think? Did you look at that pattern that is it Shandy? Am I saying that right? Expression Fiber Arts.
Oh, see, yes. I actually went ahead and downloaded it since it was free.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if I hit the download button. I better do that.
Yeah, make sure you quote unquote purchase it, and then it will send it to your email. Then you can download it.
Oh, so many freaking emails.
But yes, it's gorgeous. I just have to really look at it and see if it would be possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because that really wide open stitches is something I was looking at. Yes. So we were talking about doing, if I could convert that to a cardigan. I have to figure out the stitch counts is the only problem right now because hers is labeled like with sizing and stuff as opposed to with stitch count. And I watched some of the video tutorial and it's like, it didn't really say stitch count. So I'm like, I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I do have one. I should show you guys all that because I know you've been part of my cardigan journey, which.
See, I don't like my arms showing when I wear tanks. I feel bare, right? And even though my arms would still be showing on this, it makes me feel more comfortable. I could see me wearing something like this a lot in the summer.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you did it like in a cotton or a kaboo or.
Oh, for sure. That's what I plan on doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not like blanket yarn that's going to make me sweat.
Yeah.
Which is why I want it to be airy. I don't know if I want it to be that airy though.
Now, why are you wanting the blanket yarn so?
Because I bought that yarn to make something for myself.
I see.
Literally the reason here. It's here, guys. I'll show you. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous yarn. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's so soft. This ball is 2.2 pounds of yarn. 547 yards of a bulky 6. I'm supposed to use a 9mm hook with that. On the foundation chain tutorial, I used a 10mm hook because I wanted to go really big to try to show what stitch to go into. What's my humidity? 34% humidity. That's ridiculous. See, it's dry as heck here.
I love her stuff. Like,
oh, her stuff's beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I need to get in there and like look around more. But I did find something on Pinterest. I'll have to see if I can find it. Okay, my ball is done.
Right on.
Where are you at, Megan? Big fluffy bathrobe. Yes. Okay, you're not wrong, Megan, which is why I'm trying to make like a really open stitch to try to make it feel like not like a big fluffy robe. Okay. Megan, are you ready for the F? I know. Oh, you went ahead and did your topper.
Yeah.
Because that's just the foundation double crochets. Okay, I can do that too. But because that's what Megan she wasn't seeing the loop. 2 single. Okay, so you are about to stuff, or did you stuff already? I don't love my yarn needle choice. I just grabbed the one that I found first in my little bag. I just kind of stick it through and it basically adds to the stuffing is how so none of that tail is wasted. I like to make things reuse, recycle. That's kind of how reuse, right? Which I think is the principle at some level of Bridget's stash down. It's not so much reuse. While I knock that yarn off, I'm going to show you guys. That was a full ball of, I don't remember how many yards. This is Dollar Tree yarn, and that's all I've got left. But I did have enough. I was a little worried, but I had enough. So Megan, do you want me to do the F? Okay, I'll wait for you. But do you want me to do the F, or do you want me to do the bomb topper, or where's everybody else on the?
Here, why don't I show y'all this heart real quick because I'm about to make the heart.
Yeah. Go ahead. So go really slow. Oh wait, what are you doing?
I'm gonna do the heart. I'm gonna do. Oh,
she's gonna do the heart that she did. Yeah, on hers because I like her heart better.
We're gonna do a magic ring, or magic circle, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, I'm gonna go down a hook size.
Sweatshirt, style, top.
It's the wrong direction. 2.25 too small. 3.5. Okay. I'm going to go with a small hook for this. You're doing a magic circle.
Magic circle.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Chain 2.
Okay.
Counts as your first stitch. And you're going to do 11 more double crochets. So 12 because that chain 2 counts.
My goodness, I have never dropped so many stitches. Double check that. So just so you know on that pattern, because I did kind of read it. Like I said, I was trying to figure out, am I going to be able to figure out the stitch count here? She does the stacked double crochet instead of chaining 2 or chaining 3. You remember that, right? That technique.
Say what? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What did you say?
The stacked double crochet in that pattern. She does that at the beginning of the row. She doesn't do the chain. She does stacked double crochets.
Who?
The Shandy.
That was actually a stacked triple.
Oh, it was a stacked triple. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was just asking. Was it you? Was somebody in your chat? This is my free T-Mobile line thing. Because I have T-Mobile service, and they give T-Mobile Tuesdays. They give free stuff periodically, which is nice.
Okay.
All right. So 12. And now are we slip stitching or no?
Yep. Slip stitch.
Okay.
And then we're going to do 7 triples. No chain.
No changes, 7 triples.
Go on right in there and start doing 7 triples.
In that same spot?
No, the next stitch.
Oh, okay. 7 stitches. Okay.
The next stitch. In the next stitch, do 7 in the same stitch.
Wait, what?
In the next stitch, you're going to put 7 treble crochets.
So in the first stitch, it's 1 treble, and the second stitch, it's
no.
7. No,
it's 7 trebles in the first.
Okay. I keep forgetting to yarn over twice.
I keep forgetting how many I've done. And it's hard to count when you go over like that.
Okay. So, and do that in the next stitch as well?
No.
No.
So you got 7 trebles, then you're going to do a double.
Okay.
And then in the next stitch, you're going to do 2 doubles. And then in the next stitch, you're going to do 2 more doubles. I hope I'm remembering this right.
Hold on, I got to pull some yarn out. Okay. So 2 doubles. And then 2 doubles, right? Okay.
And then another double in the next stitch.
Single double, 1 double, okay.
And then you're going to do a treble, chain 1, treble in the next stitch.
In the same stitch, okay.
And then we go backwards. So it's like 1 double, 2 doubles, 2 doubles, 1 double, 7. Do I have that right? That seems... I think that's still right.
I need to check what I did backwards. Stitch.
I can move this stuff there.
Oh, and then a treble. Yeah. Okay. And then 7, I think.
And then I skip a stitch. There's one more stitch left. And I skip that stitch and slip stitch in the next one.
So can you answer Megan real quick?
Oh, sorry. Close up the hole at the top of the ball. You stitch in each stitch in the front loop only all the way around and cinch it.
Okay.
So it's like you've got this going on, right, Megan? And you just stitch it, pull it through the front loop of each stitch all the way around. Is that the bod heart? No. That is someone's heart, but that's a lot of people's heart.
We'll have to link whatever one you
if
did
it's
last.
the bod heart, I don't realize it is. I don't think it is. Is it?
Okay, so I got the 7 trebles, and then what am I supposed to do? I missed something.
Skip the next stitch and slip stitch into the next.
Okay.
And then fasten off. If it's, I don't know if it's the bod heart.
Okay, with the fuzzy yarn, it's cute, but it's not as cute as yours.
Not as cute, huh?
Yeah, because you can't see the little smiley face. I love like this yarn coming through, but it took away like being able to see because of the stitch definition. That's why it looked like
I clipped my yarn wrong. Oh my god!
Been there. I have done that.
A whole bunch of.
Oh, and I still need to. Okay, so we need to talk about the F, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do the F in pink because that's easy. That'll be easier for me to pull.
Know what I did. Is that the bod heart? I can't find where I put that bod heart.
It's not the bod heart that I made into it because that was puffs. Into a cat toy. It's not that.
But one. I can tell you this: it is a lot of people's heart. I put it that way.
You saw that similar pattern pretty much everywhere.
I've seen it done like that a lot.
Yeah, that would have been better than. I mean, I like that my heart would like curve on the ball really nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it does look pretty good on the ball, but I don't know. I like that. I like this purple one that I just did more. Right. That looks nicer.
Without permission. Well, that's why I made it very clear. That is a lot of people's heart. I don't believe that anyone owns that heart pattern because I've seen it everywhere.
Yeah. But the bod heart we did acknowledge, and we didn't like really do a tutorial per se on that. And that was linked in the description, and it was puffs. And we acknowledged that was hers.
Oh, yeah, that was a puff heart, wasn't it?
That was puffs, yeah. I did find it. My cats brought that back. Here, I'll grab it.
Yeah, except I'm gonna, even if I'm using somebody's pattern, if I want to teach a single crochet and I want to sit here and do someone else's pattern and I'm showing on camera a repeat of a single crochet, that's not giving away their pattern. Right?
Well, I don't know. I would, as far as Bridget's saying, I just would be very, very conscientious.
But that's why I'm just sitting here doing my own now.
And that's literally why I did not look at this F pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did not want any chance of it being a copy of that. Mm-hmm. I did not look at any F patterns. But this was the bod heart with the puff stitches. And I did 2 of them, and then I put catnip in between and then cinched it together, and the cats love it, and it's already pretty frayed because they have played with it a lot. Anyway, So are we doing the F need a yeah, that's exact. They do need a refill. I think, yeah, because and I left the top kind of untied. Or so that I could untie it so that I could add catnip as needed. Stuff it in there. I did find I have a little pouch of catnip. I think it was for a previous toy, and I'm like, oh, I should shove that in there. Because then I could just pull that out and put new catnip when I needed some meowie wanna. All right, so we need to do the F, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to swap, right?
Yeah, because I'm gonna probably pass on the F unless
You're
you
not
want me to do it just for fun.
Well, okay. I guess Megan, the question is, do you want to do the F?
I think she does because she said she was making F-bombs.
Yes. So as far as I know, I mean, the tutorial's there, but she was doing it with single crochets. She was kind of making it her own pattern because she was having trouble with the foundation chain. Oh my gosh. I thought it'd be easier to pull out, and now it's not. What is going on? Oh, because my center pull decided to be a disaster. What is going on with that? All right. Okay, how many of you want to see the F? I mean, the F tutorial is there if you want to see it. And I kind of already showed you how to do it. And I know this one, everybody that looked at this one with the fuse, everyone said that one was easy. So that's a fuse. And then I would just sew that in the top or the bottom to kind of hide it, and then put that topper around. That would be an unlit fuse. If you're going to fray the yarn like Camille's, then I use a comb, but she just unwound it, but you can get a lot more fuzz effect. It's all in how you want it to look. I don't know, but I need to know in the chat if we want to go over the F, or if you want to do a foundation double crochet, or just call it a night. Although some of you, Camille, did you actually talk through doing that topper? This
on
part?
my tutorial?
No, just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I said that I did more than.
Oh yeah, you added.
This one is like
crochets.
8. I think these were 8. This one was like 12, and I added a row. This one I added 2 rows of single crochets. This one is, I believe it was 12, and I added 1 row of single crochet.
And how did you pull the yarn through? Did you just go into the ball and then like pull it up like 2 sides, or what?
To attach the fuzzies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just took my darning needle and went in and pulled it, like found a yarn, and then I tied it. I knotted it.
Yep. Okay. Yep. And like I said, if you want it really fuzzy, you can comb it, or if you don't want it fuzzy, you just want it frayed, you just untangle your yarn.
Right.
Guess it's not really tangling. And then as far as attaching, but yeah, I need to hear from Megan specifically if we need to, if you want me to talk about the foundation double crochet, if you want me to talk about the F. Oh no, you missed the topper. Do you want me to walk through the topper, Megan? Because I'd be happy to do that, because she just kind of whipped through it. Just let me know. because I'll do the topper if you want the topper. Because that's, and we'll look at the proportions like Camille said and adjust accordingly. But yes, Megan, just let me know when you're ready and I'll do. And I'm using now, I'm going smaller. I'm going to a 3.5 millimeter hook. What letter is that? Let's see. I think it's a D. Does that sound right for 3.5? Oh, and how to attach everything. Okay. I need to know how to do the topper and how to attach everything. Okay. And the F, do you want the F? Yes. Great question, Linda. The F. Who wants the F, or are we just doing the topper and the
I'm
heart?
almost done scarfing my pizza down. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm just wanting to make sure I'm doing what is needed. No, that's okay. No, that's why I'm asking. We're happy to do that. And this pink against this pink is not going to work. I'm going to show my pink shirt is the problem. You know what? Okay, the topper. You know what? Actually, I grabbed this metal yarn. I am going to use this metal yarn for my topper. It's called Flash It. I don't remember what colorway. All right. So what I did is I kind of did a long tail because that's going to make it easier to attach. I personally don't usually leave this long of a tail, but because I didn't bring that particular camera up here, it'll be a little different than in my tutorial. So I did a slip knot. Before I go, can I go ahead and do the topper with you, Megan? And then we'll attach. Because I don't want to get ahead of you if you're not ready. But yeah, slip knot is the first thing. However you do a slip knot, everybody kind of does those differently, right? Now, something I said in my foundation double crochet tutorial was that this is the only time I hold my work kind of vertically. I let it kind of hang instead of holding it sideways. But yeah, Megan, just let me know when you're ready for me to do the topper. And do you need me to do it as chains and then double crochets? Or do you want to try the foundation double crochet again? Because I will do whichever way, and then we'll talk about attaching. I don't know who all is planning on still being like, yeah. Sorry, I was going to crochet with the tail. That wouldn't be very useful. So, and Linda, do you need the F? Or were you asking Megan? So I'm just trying to get clarification. Chain. Okay. No, it doesn't matter for construction. So really where, Megan, where the foundation double crochet is most helpful is when it's on the edge of a project. This is getting sewn to the bomb. It's not necessary. So we'll do it with chains. So let's see. Camille, how many chains did you say for your 4 weight? Or how
For
many
what?
double crochets did you do for your 4-weight ball topper?
I think that I did 8. Let me.
Okay, so we'll
2,
do
4,
2,
7, 8. No, I did 10. I did 10 with a 5 hook.
So we're going to do 10, and then we're going to add 3, right?
2.
Just 2?
I mean, for a double?
Yeah. Isn't it normally 3? Because isn't 2 a half double?
Well, see, I will often only add 1 and go back in the same stitch. So,
well, I do that too, but for this first, since I'm doing it starting chain instead of foundation, I probably should add 3. So we're going to do 13. Now I am down to a 3.5 hook. Okay. Which, like I said, I think is a D. You don't have to go down a hook size. I'm just doing that. So, okay. So we've got our chain. I did 13. Now we're going to go in the third chain. 1, 2, 3. So, sorry. Did I do 3? No, the fourth chain.
Yeah, I would just, I do it by adding 1. You can do it whichever way you want. It's just how tall do you want that stitch?
Well, I want that to be a double crochet.
But if you add 3, you need to go in the 4th stitch.
I did the 4th stitch, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, right on.
Yes. Skip 3, 4th stitch. And then we're just going in the chain and double crocheting. Now this is not going to be tall enough. So we're going to do what Camille said, and we're going to add some rows of singles. So I'm just double crocheting down to make it as long as it seems reasonable. And then we're going to do the construction here shortly. All right. I did not count. So the chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I made it 11 by doing that. That's all right. All right. No, it did. Because that's the slip stitch. I did do it. That is right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So once we have that, only chain 1 no matter. Yeah. Honestly, me too, Bridget, generally.
Yeah.
2 for doubles, 3 for triple. Okay. So do it however it works for you. Do 2 extra, however you want to do this, Megan, because obviously I did the topper different. That's kind of small, but I think my ball is pretty small. Yeah. See, I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough. I think I need more, but that's because I went down a hook. So I'm just gonna start over. But yeah, just do your chain. However, but I did not do it big enough. So I'm going back.
See, does a foundation make it a little fatter? Because it seems like I just did the same thing with a chain, and it seems like
I went to a smaller hook. That's the problem, Camille.
But it does seem like this is a little bit. It's also squished. But yeah.
Okay. I'm just doing it to where I think it's long enough now. And then I'm going in the chain and doing double crochets. And then we're going to put at least 1 row of single crochets on top because it definitely needs it. It's not tall enough. And again, I did not look at the F-bomb that I had previously made. I did not look at the tutorial. This was actually Camille's idea. Just doing double crochets here in each chain. I'm trying to do back bump. Whether it's actually working, I can't tell. But I went down a hook size and I probably shouldn't have. It's all good. Okay. One more. All right. So I like the size of that better. Would actually be this way, right? Would be right side out. I like that size better. Yeah, that's better. But I am going to make it taller by adding single crochets. Now, I'm also going to go ahead and connect it here, which is not really how people do it. I want it that way. So I'm going to slip stitch into this top chain. And then that's going to leave that bottom part kind of open, but that's okay. And then I'm going to chain one, and then we're going to single crochet, right, Camille?
Yes.
And I can tell I'm going to. This yarn is so fascinating. It's so sparkly, as you can see, but it's super like stretchy, but also kind of not. It's very strange. But I love it for this. I've found it was perfect for that part of that dinosaur book too. It's just totally interesting. I don't know if I ever would have bought it myself. I probably wouldn't. I am excited though that for me, this one is entirely stashed down because it's all stuff that's old.
Okay, there's another heart. I just made that up while I was sitting there. So if y'all want another heart, it's a smaller one. It's a mini one.
Okay, and slip stitch to the first. Does that look tall enough? Let's look. Yeah, that looks tall enough now.
Yeah.
I was thinking I was going to need one more, but I think I only needed one row of singles.
Extra.
Okay, so I'm going to chain one and fasten off, and I'm going to do a really long tail here. I'm probably going excessive on how long of a tail this is. Sorry. Okay. So then I'm going to, you asked about construction. Now I'm going to figure out where I'm going to place this, but I'm not going to attach it yet because how I'm going to do it is maybe the way Camille did it. I'm not sure.
I did mine harder. I think I know what you're about to say.
Yeah, I'm going to do the yarn in and then I'm going to wrap around. Yeah.
I think you're better off doing that. Now, what I did was when I was putting this in, I was just pushing it back and just blew, but it was in the way. So it would be easier to attach that yarn first.
That's what I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to steal some of this yarn. And so what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to actually, because this, so where that looks nubby, I'm going to even turn that one. See how it's kind of a bit of a nub where I finished it off? That's where I'm going to put this.
Yeah.
That's the bottom, like Camille said. So we're going to put it in the bottom. And too many jokes. Okay. I'm so immature. Okay. So what I'm going to do I'm going to actually use my 3.5. You can use a darning needle, or I'm going to use my 3.5. And I'm just going to kind of cut some longish pieces. So I'm doubling it over to kind of, I'm going to do a bunch of those. So I'm just getting some yarn with loops just so that I can do this. I'm going to use my crochet hook instead of a darning needle, but I'll show you how I do that. These are not great scissors, but they are what they are, you know. They work. I didn't grab any of my crochet scissors. Obviously, it doesn't need to be the same size. I'm just kind of approximately getting the same size. Okay. This looks like enough. This looks like a lot. Okay, I did that much. So how many? But oh, bye, Jenny. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for coming in, and I hope you got a lot of work done. And yeah, well, have a lovely evening with that lovely sweater you're making. Okay, so I have 6 of these, which would amount to 12 because it's gonna go in half. So what I'm going to do here, Megan. Oh, Linda's headed out. Oh no, you were saying bye to Ginny. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is where that nub is, and I kind of stick my crochet hook underneath there.
Oh, you use a crochet hook, huh?
I am. I'm just gonna do it because I don't feel like getting my needle out.
Yeah. Right on.
And oh, before you go, Ginny, just do hooker 247 one more time for yourself, because that drops your channel and then people can find you if they haven't already. And then I loop it on and I pull that through, and then I'm gonna, so I have this loop, and then I'm going to pull half of it through, and then I'll even it out here in a sec. Okay, so I definitely made them longer than they needed to be for sure. So now I have them pulled through, and I just used the crochet hook because I was being lazy that way, like I said. And that is really, that's like almost like a hairstyle.
Yeah. Oh, you put a lot on at once, huh? That's awesome.
But now we're going to get, now for this, I will need my needle.
See, I just did one at a time.
Oh, I always find the shortcuts. That is my thing. I like shortcuts. That's honestly why I like the foundation double crochet. I'm so glad it was relaxing and fun to just watch us and while you knitted your beautiful sweater. All right. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Yes. I'm so glad you caught that. I was like, oh, I hope she hasn't left. Okay. I am going to go ahead and tie that though. Like Camille said, I'm going to knot it just so it's securely in there. Now, so it's still like, it's like a crazy hairstyle. I mean, you could totally call that a ponytail, right? A top pony.
Oh, Linda needs the F too, huh?
So now I need and Linda, I know you've dropped your channel earlier. Hopefully people that didn't know you've found you. So I'm going to get my bigger. My other one was tiny. This one's bigger. As far as we're at the end of the fuse. Yes. Yes. Okay. So you are asking about this one where I did the wire. Is that what you want to see? Because see, you can see that's closed too. So if you want So if I attached, so if you're going to do a fuse, I'm going to go on the other end. We're just going to have a crazy ball here. That'll be fine. So if you have this fuse and you want to do the frayed stuff instead of the heart, where I did the heart, just put a bunch of yarn through there. Just put a bunch of yarn through there. Are you doing a fuse and the? So if I'm going to connect this fuse, like I said, we're just going to pretend that's not there. And we're going to connect this in the other end. I'm literally going to take both of those strings, tails that are there. I'm going to go down the center and then just kind of pull. I'm going in the center of the bottom or the other side. And I'm just going to kind of find a spot and put the needle through. And then, and this always happens when I have long tails, kind of catching. So I have to pull that through. And now that is basically attached. Okay. And then here's what I would do. I would go back in one stitch over and then come back out one stitch over. I'd come back out right next to, but not in the stitch. That's white is really tough to see. It's blowing out, but it's like one stitch over. I'm going to come through there. Come on. It's still attached, right? Yep. And see how that's like, I'm yanking that and it's not really coming out. Because it's like through the stuffing and everything. Okay. So if you're going to do that, if you're going to do, just lost because we did the fuse on the top, or if the sparks are just exploding. So Camille, show yours real quick to answer that. So this would be, it's just exploding already and no fuse. If we're going to do exploding and a fuse, we would just do this chain like I showed in the tutorial. And right here, instead of doing the heart, or even with the heart, I could go in that stitch and put pieces of yarn, right? I could go right in there and do pieces of yarn instead of or with the heart, and then tie it and then fray it.
Oh, okay. No.
But the topper then will go around here. It's going to we're going to pull it through. So I'm either going to attach it here, like with the fuse, and I'll show you attaching that, or I'm going to attach it like Camille's, and it's going to have an open top, but we can actually kind of close up the top around this because of the way we are doing it, the order we're doing it in. And notice I'm leaving the openish part downward because I'm going to close that up. So which one do you want me to attach the topper to? The hair or the exploding or the heart? And do you need me to show how I would add? Okay, which end do you want me to attach it to? Because I do need to show you how to close that up and attach it. But I just need to know which end I'm doing that on. If I'm doing it like Camille's, which I will have to trim that and fray that, or if I'm doing it around the fuse. Just show me or tell me which one you want. Because I just want to make sure we're meeting your needs, because our whole idea here was that the it could be really flexible and you could add your own creativity, but when you're learning and you haven't done amigurumi before, I understand. I just want to make sure I'm meeting your specific wants and needs, because I know you have 3 that you need to make. So I don't want to do something. Oh, I really don't need to have this F-bomb between my knees anymore, Aslan. I understand. I think I understand what you were doing. Just need to figure out how to close up. Okay, so I'll show you that. Okay, so do you care which end I put it on? And then I'll show you the topper, which happens with both. Yes. Okay. So man, that is in there, that fuse. Let's see if I can actually get it out. I don't think I can. Yeah, I can. Okay. I'm going to take the fuse out just because I didn't really fully attach it in there. Okay. So I'm going to take this little piece that I made and see where it's still kind of open there at the that from the first row not actually being connected. We're going to attach. We're going to go in there. And then what I'm going to do first is take, I gotta aim down. I'm going to take this tail that was from my slip knot, and I'm going to close up. And you want the top closed is what you're saying, I believe. But before I can do that, I want to close this side. So I'm just going to go in the bottom and the bottom. And the bottom there. I'm literally just kind of sewing those 2 sides together. Okay, and then I'm going to go down, back. I'm going to come across here and kind of whip stitch it back down. And then I'm going to figure out where I'm going to go in. Then I'm going to show you with this how to close up the top and sew it into the bottom. But now I'm at the bottom again here with the tail from the slip knot. I'm going to go in here. Sorry, that was horrible sound. Let me kind of open it up. I want to make sure my placement's good. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure it's pretty centered around that knot. Or if you've got the fuse, do that. And I'm going to just go into the stitch next to it and then kind of come right back up is how I do it with amigurumi. I really don't know the proper technique here. And then come up and then go down and then the next stitch. And I'm just kind of working around as far as this will go, because we won't get all the way, I don't think. Down through. Okay, I'm going to go down through one more. I'm just kind of sewing it on. Okay, now I'm going to leave that there for now. Now we're going to go back to the top and we're going to address your issue with the top, and then we're going to use the rest of that to get the rest of that bottom sewn on. So here's what I'm picturing to do to close up the top around either the fuse or the fray. Okay. So I'm going to go in the outside loop and then in the up, down, through these outside loops. I don't know how well that's showing. I'm sorry, the silver's kind of blowing out too. And then, so what will happen by doing these outside loops up, down, I'm going to be able to cinch cinch this closed. You can already see it's kind of cinching down. And so I go down and up. Down through one and up through the next, down through one, up through the next. Are you like, no, my cat decided to join. She's a nice background. She's very colorful. Like I said, ever since she had dental work last week, she's been super cuddly because this is not her normal personality. All right. So I'm not all the way around yet, but I just want to show you. So if I pull this, it like cinches it. Oh, it's pulling out so bad. So when I pulled it, it cinched it down, but I'm not all the way around yet. So I've still got a couple stitches. So down and then up and then down. I can't get that next one. All right. Oop. I caught my tail. Then I'm going to pull it tight. Oop, still have a couple more stitches. Down and then up. And then pull it. And now we can see it's pretty closed. If you want it more closed, let's go ahead and do a couple more stitches. I'm just going to pull it across there. And then it's all the way closed around that. But you can see it's not all the way attached. So now I'm going to come down kind of through the side here. Coming down the side of the stitch. This is, again, I really don't know the appropriate way to do all of this with amigurumi. If you ever watch like Complicated Knots, she does like amigurumi all the time. She's also Australian. But you can see that is cinched up and closed. And then now I'm down in the bottom. So now I'm just going to attach it. So I grab a loop and then I kind of pull it through and then I come up through a stitch. And then it's very informal, at least the way I do it. I don't know. Even with the F-bomb that I made, the black one, I don't remember her going step by step how to attach it or where to attach it. She might have, but a lot of them don't. I'm guessing Camille is on her walk. So then I'm kind of trying to bring it in a little bit.
No, I'm here.
Oh, you are. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know because I was just seeing your stuff. I thought, oh, maybe she took a quick walk.
No.
Would have been totally fine and appropriate.
I'm wanting to.
Yes, well, that's what I was thinking. It's about time for that. Okay, so now I'm back, and this does not look great because I didn't think about it enough before I just did it. But it doesn't look bad. Looks like a bomb, right?
Yeah.
God, that's so sparkly, right?
I like that.
Yeah. So I'm back to where I have that other tail. Again, this is what I do. This doesn't mean this is right, but I go ahead and I tie those together.
That's what I did. And then I poked it through and went back up through this and let it be part of the
and kind of made it be the stuffing here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's exactly what I would do. So then we're going to just kind of go across and through. I keep hitting that thing. I really should move it. It's a jump scare. It jump scares me every time. I can't even imagine if I didn't feel it too. All right. I'm just kind of closing it up or making it look however I want to make it look a little cleaner. But yeah, that's how you can do it. Based on this one, I think I probably should have done 2 rows of single crochet at the top of the double crochets, or maybe another row of double crochets. That would have worked too. 2 rows of single crochet, or Or you could have even done a decrease so you didn't have to do so much shrinking at the end. And I just I literally, when I'm putting the yarn through, I literally just keep going across and around, and then the yarn's like in there. But now I'm at a point where I'm kind of over it, so I'm just going to stuff it in. This is something I saw somebody do, and I was like, it's so much easier. You can actually take, these scissors are probably too big. Let me see if I've got some nice sharp scissors. Yes. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and I saw somebody do this, and it's just so much easier. You take the yarn you want to stuff in, and you just kind of poke it in. Poke it in with the scissor. And I'm not doing a very quick job, but it does work. So yeah, you just poke it in with the end of the scissor. And then it just stuffs it, and then you don't have to do as much sewing or, pulling it through like I was. I just got kind of sick of pulling it through, and then I come back over to this tail, and I'm going to do that with this tail because that was definitely not long enough to sew in. So, all right. Looks kind of funky, but oh, I definitely missed a little spot there. You know what? Since I have enough, I'm going to sew. I missed a couple stitches. I'm going to sew them down. All right. All right. Because it just, I saw it kind of pulling up, and I could see the pink. Okay. So that's legitimately how I do things. You can, I wish there was some kind of, as far as attaching things, honestly, complicated knots really is the best teacher as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure other people have other people they could recommend. Oh, hi, Lana. We're working on attaching the topper to the F bomb, or the heart bomb, the love bomb. Now, so these are clearly too long. Let me go solo here while she's. So I'm gonna cut those off a little bit. And then they're gonna go in my scrap bags that I have completely depleted. And I'm gonna grab my comb, and I'm literally going to brush those, and it will make it all fuzzy. Now you can do like Camille and just like kind of unwind them, but I like the fuzzies, so I'm going to do the fuzzies. And that's how I would do the fray. It's a little crazy, but and again, if you do several different colors of yarn, and you can see how much fuzz I pulled off and combing that, but that's the advantage to Camille's way. You don't lose any of the yarn. I'll just put it in my scraps. I got some knots there, but now for the F, or do you want the heart? Which one? Let's have everybody say goodnight. Oh, thank you. Oh, and Jenny's probably gone, but that's awesome that you gave her, like, seriously, watch a little bit of her live and look at the color yarn she is making a sweater out of. It is so, so beautiful. All right. So the way that I did that, it actually sticks straight up. To attach the F, what I do typically first is I take that yarn needle and I will go in, do that again. So I'm going to do the one that's the shorter, because remember I said leave a long tail. I probably went a little, actually I went a lot excessive on my F tail, but that's fine. So the one that's shorter, where your slip knot was to begin with, I thread that on, or maybe I don't if I can't manage it. All right, so let's thread it on. I put the F where I want it to be. So I want it to be there. And then I go in, find the right spot. I go in the slip knot and I literally go straight through and come out the other side, okay? And then that's just going to hang out over there, okay? So then my heart and my F are attached. There's some jokes there. Okay. I do not need that much tail. I'm going to cut some of that off. Okay. So I'm going to, so luckily, even though my ball rolled, that was attached well enough, I can just pull it back down with that slip knot and coming through that other side. Okay, now I am going to thread the long tail at the end of the F. And what I'm going to do is typically how I attach. Trying to figure out the best way to see that. Okay. I will go down through and I'm going to come across to where, oh, my F is very crooked. We don't want a crooked F. Let me fix that. All right. All right. Before I attached it, I realized, nope, that's going to turn it. Okay. So I'm going to go in here and then come back up. And, oh my gosh, I need to move that. Okay. I need to, and then you can kind of whip stitch around the stitches once you've gotten that, and you're just going to go around and attach it. I try to find a hole and then I go up through a stitch. And then I find a hole and I go up through a stitch. Or actually let's go there. And there's no, again, I don't know that there's any specific technique to this except going and attaching it where you want it. And then I'll shape that F as I get there. Do you want to watch this whole thing? Or here, I'm going to kind of skip some stitches to get it done quickly. And it's just for me, so it's fine. But I know you'll want to go. I do recommend every stitch. Are you back?
Yes, sorry.
Oh, no worries. Like I said, I was expecting you to. Actually, I need to do this one. So I'm attaching the F now.
Okay.
So again, Megan, for yours, because they're for other people, I would go literally, I would whip around every single stitch along the edge there. And then I'm going to come do one in the corner here, another one in the corner, I guess. And then I know I'm kind of doing it upside down. And then right here. And like I said, I'm being a little bit lazy with, I'm not doing every stitch, but because yours are for other people.
I don't do every, it depends on what I'm doing. I don't do every stitch. I tend to go every other.
Yeah, I'm doing less than that, but that's again, because it's just for me, but definitely, Megan, as many stitches as it looks right. Because now you're kind of seeing where I gapped it. I'm going to have to kind of accommodate for that.
The biggest tip I can give for my experience in amigurumi and sewing is, like, you see, and I have pinned stuff before, but I actually do better not using pins.
Mm-hmm.
Put it where you want it and make sure it's exactly where you want it, right?
Right.
And just freaking don't let go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
once you've got a little bit attached, you can, but like I'm having
Right.
to shape where this F, where I want the F to go.
Right.
Because when I first attached the F, I was about to start the long tail part. I was going to make it super crooked, and that would have looked ridiculous. But then I figured it out before I started sewing. But yes, you want to make sure it's, I don't actually pin hardly ever. That there was a dragon I did that it was worth pinning.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends on, again, since these are for other people, probably do more stitches than I'm doing. But it's literally just going around. And in the corner, we want to really make it a corner. So I usually do 2 in the corner. Just to really make the corner. So it's really funny, Camille. I cut it off and it like sticks straight up. Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah.
And it's so funny because you couldn't see the white in that yarn at all, right? But it's there. I didn't add that. That was part of this yarn.
Oh, it was part of the yarn.
Yeah.
So it had like a white core in it.
Right. So you can see it if you look really close. See the white there? Twisted in there, but you don't notice it when it's worked up. But when you do that, you sure do. So I didn't end up needing 2 colors, which is nice.
And then when I did this heart, like I pull on the point so it looks more pointed when I
yes, just like making sure the F's kind of laying where I want it to. Like now I'm to the middle guy. I want to make sure there's enough gap there and that it's kind of straight and aligned with that. But that's exactly. You kind of take advantage of putting it in a stitch that will make it look the way you want it to look. That's why I'm not sure there's a specific technique or anything.
Just like get it done the best way you can, and then it's not going to fall off.
That looks good to you. And some amigurumi designers really do like say, oh, between this and this row and, and they're really specific, and others not so much.
Yeah, like the eye thing. I do. I mean, obviously, or I wouldn't say anything, right? I do appreciate someone telling me exactly what rows and how far apart to put their eyes, because a lot of times I do want the faces are hard.
Faces are hard.
I want the face to look exactly like their face, unless I don't like it. If I don't like the face that they use, then I'm going to do it how I want. But
I'm going to stretch this a little bit. So hopefully all of our advice was helpful, Megan. Because especially since you are making them for other people, it's like we're trying to make sure you have all the tips you need. So if you're doing the heart or and notice that's over there on the other side, but I got to get across the bottom to where that went down through. And then there is a trick to this. I will show you. Camille, did you miss my stabbing it in with the end of scissors?
Yeah.
So I'll do that again here in a sec. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do one more stitch down here where we went in. And I'm going to go in through that slip knot. And I'm going to try to get my needle to come out in that same hole that was from that original slip stitch tail. Okay, so they're both coming out of the same hole there. The dang white blows it out. I should have thought of that. And then I go ahead and knot it. This was, I think, a complicated knots thing. Or was it the person that I did the Spider-Man from? I do a double knot there. I feel you. I feel you. If you have a something dull like that's not super sharp, but here's what I do, Camille. I literally shove it in with the end of the scissors, and it just goes in. It just goes in, and I love it because then I don't have to do more sewing.
See,
yeah,
I just take my needle and stick it back in there until it's gone.
And
like,
I do that sometimes. It really depends how over it I am.
But yeah, like you just use what you got.
Yeah, but I saw an Amigurumi artist do that, and I'm like, you know what? Sometimes that's what I want to do. And so these have incredibly different vibes, right?
Yeah. Oh, I love that pink one. See, that pink one's my favorite.
Yeah, it's cute. This is a very, like, this is an F-bomb. This is like a cutesy F-bomb. Yes, a latch-hook would work really well. That would work well, Megan. You could totally use that. See, again, use the tools you have. Use the tools you have. Sorry about that. And get, again, I did not look at her pattern in making any of this pattern because I did not want to duplicate anything. And this fuse was 100%. I literally made it on the fly during that tutorial. Where did I put my fuse? There it is. So I could still, if I really wanted to add this fuse, I could add that fuse.
That would be kind of cute.
In there. So do you have a long fuse or no fuse? Where are we at?
And see, my lack of having a comb caused me to do mine this way. And I really like these curlies at the top like this.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, I lost a bunch of yarn that's now in my scrap bag by combing it. But if you unwind them like Camille's doing, double-ended knitting needle. Oh, yes. Yes, that would actually be perfect, Bridget. DPN would be perfect for poking it in. I just literally, it was an Amigurumi artist. It was not complicated knots. I don't remember who I saw this trick from. I don't know if you ever watch Complicated Knots. It's a lady F-bomb. It's a cute F-bomb. Yes, this one has a different message than this one, right? I agree, Linda. They're totally different messages, and hers are the true love bombs with the heart. But Megan, hopefully we were able to truly help you out. Yeah, it literally is. It generally is literally whip stitching stuff. It really is. So much Amigurumi is that I did. My F is a little crooked, but jokes. But I think I did it really fast, but that's okay. And you can see those Fs are very differently constructed. Because I'm pretty sure she worked either from the top and kind of worked down and then chained out and came back and went out and came back or something. But my design is completely different. Oh, and yours are hearts. It almost looks like eyes. I have F eyes. Different than F me eyes, right? Or is that the right phrase? Anyway. Yes, so cute. And the little heart, the little love bombs are all. Yes, these are different messages, right? You don't watch tutorials. Oh, you don't watch anybody. Okay. So do you create or do you use patterns or do you create all of your Amigurumi stuff?
Yeah, I've pretty much stopped watching tutorial channels too. Occasionally. I mean, I guess I do when I do, what's her name? Crafting Kitty. I do watch that.
This creator spotlight. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna put. I'll put it here with the scrubby yarn. Ah, it got rejected. Let's try again. Oh, it's like, I don't know. It needs to stay somewhere where it's gonna. I don't know what I almost knocked down. I'm gonna move my penguin card. That's from So Magical Michelle. From her daughter drew that. Oh, move this. I'm gonna tilt that up. Put that right there. There we go. And now it's in a good spot. And the other one, they just have 100% different vibes. That's so funny. Just because of the colors. Okay, so here's the scraps I have. And Bridget, I just want to say all of this was stashed down yarn, and even the stuffing. The stuffing I found around this room cleaning and find my diamond wax. I don't need to find the diamond wax, but it's kind of an on a principle at this point. I want to find it. But yeah, this is all stashed down. 100% yarn I had before the end of the year. So I'm going to put and I used my scraps. So that was all stashed down. These are old scraps. Some of those scraps that were in there were at least 2.5 years old. I could attach my heart, but I'm just kind of over the sewing tonight. That's where I'm at. I might attach the fuse. I don't know. But yes, literally, I'm glad, Megan, that you're feeling better about like how to attach things. But yes, I love that idea of a DPN. I have a double pointed knitting needle, not because I know how to knit, but because my friend had given it to me. Most of it's from. So do you follow written patterns then, since most of it's your own, but you do follow patterns? Is that not tutorials? It's written patterns. I'm guessing, because I know Shannon from Another Yarn feels that way. She does not really watch tutorials because she's like, I really want to make the honeycomb blanket because I love bees, but I don't really enjoy tutorials. And I told her, hey, I have timestamps and the row description is written there. So yeah. But yeah, I'm happy with that. But yeah, so I just got to the point I was just over. I got over it. So yeah, I think the almost 4 hours is my limit. I'm just like, wow. I don't know where my thing is. Yeah, but I'm very I am happy with the results, and that my F was fine, but you can also do the F however you want. I mean, Megan, you figured out how to do an F without doing, you just did chains, right? Chain, double crochet. And that's what we did for this. So you didn't have to do the double crochet. And we showed how to close it up with the tail. So I used a comb and Camille used just unwinding the thread and to give a totally different fuse explosion look. And see, with her smiley face heart, I think that looks more like hair. So I think it should stay like that, be like fur.
Yeah, it worked.
But yes, it worked.
So then I got two. I don't know. I really, again with the blanket yarn with me, though, I really like my blanket yarn ones. They're so soft.
Oh, I love your purple one so much. Let me do this. I love the purple one so much.
They're soft and cuddly and squishy.
Yes. And that one has both. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, did you alter the F pattern? I don't remember.
No, I followed your written instructions you sent me.
Oh yeah, the written.
But yeah. I'm not sure if I did it exactly, but I mean, it worked. Right.
Yours looks actually a little sharper than mine.
Like I started out with the foundation double.
Yeah.
This is where I'm not sure if I turned right, but I think I might have, because I took a closer look at yours.
It looks right. Yeah. I think I changed how many stitches are here. I only have a few too. Yeah.
I thought about putting more hearts on this, but I don't know.
Yeah. So Linda, yeah, I get that totally. It's only written patterns. Yes. So I really like it. I really like it when the Spotlight creator is like somebody like Repeat Crafter me, because I don't know what just fell down. Maybe it's my wax. Just kidding. But because there's a written, she has written patterns for pretty much everything. So when the Creator Spotlight has free written patterns too, that is definitely my favorite. By far my favorite. Or for what I'm kind of finding I'm doing a little bit with the, okay. Oh, thanks for writing that down. Maybe I need to write that. I'm going to write that down, Megan. Actually, I'm going to take a picture of it because, again, I'm kind of over it because of my own issues. All right. Okay. I got it. So I can add that as a way. Okay. Okay. But yeah, so what I've been finding myself doing, Linda, to stick with the Creator Spotlight. Now, I traditionally only do one pattern per creator. Camille usually does 3.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've been doing is I've been picking stitch patterns I could do. Other than with Mary, I did, where is it? That's got to be something that fell down, because I had the mug rug up here on display and now it is not here. I do not see it. All right. Anyway, but working on it. Okay. Yeah, no, that would be great, Megan. And I will add it to that F tutorial, alternate description, or maybe I'll do a quick filming of it and add that, and then credit you. Yeah. It's certainly not urgent, because again, there's a million F patterns out there. I deliberately did not look at anybody. Oh, yes. Oh, let me put it in the banner. Right? Is that the easier? So that's my email. It's Lori's Crochet Hut. Sorry, it's not the same as my channel name. I had the email before I had the channel. So, my bad. I just didn't want to limit my YouTube channel to just feeling like crochet.
Yeah.
That's closer to my Instagram name too, but all of that's in my info on my YouTube. All right. Is that good, or do you need me to drop it? Is it easier to drop in the comment?
She said
nice. Yeah, right. Nice. Does that work better, Megan, or do you want me to drop a link? Actually, safer not to have it attached. Yeah, that's true that it's not the same. Yeah. Yeah, it's just more confusing. I think, like Bridget, I know all of her stuff is Queen's Crafts by Bridget, and then wherever it's at. So it's super easy to find her. It's already in my gallery. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Yeah, like I said, I think I've hit the wall.
Yeah.
I'm really, really tired. And I'm happy with the results. I mean, I think it's so cute. And it's just so different. It's just so different than this, which I love. I mean, fundamentally, they're not that different, but just the whole feel of them. This is a Valentine's F. This is a swear word F, the F bomb, right? And like, drop it. Oh yes, do go over to Jackie because I'm good. I'm just signing off. Anybody drop your channel if you want before you head out. Handcrafted by Jackie, JACQUIE. Yeah, it's long. Yes. I'm glad that it was that because this was our intent. Actually, Megan, I think you're still here. Let's do once a month. If that's the email that you use to get the channel, please do use a new email to give out. People have been hacked. Oh, actually, that's not attached to my channel. So, but thank you. That's good to know because I have not. Yeah, that's not my email. That's my channel email. So all my like comments and stuff go to a different email. But that's good to know because I was gonna try to get it changed around, but it's good to know. Maybe just leave it. Yes. There. Yes, there you go. That's the perfect place for them, right? Anyway. What do you call them? Yes. What do you call them? It's the little prosthetics, right?
It's like a what's her name? Katy Perry.
There you go. I have two different colored ones. Oh, yours are two different colors too, but mine are extreme.
What is that? What is
This
that?
is a dead one.
I can't think of that video. Katy Perry video.
Pasties, yes. That's so funny. And mine is real bad with the fur sticking out. All right. But yes. Next month, because what do you think? Once a month is probably all we can do. This kind of tutorial thing. Last month we did the corner to quarter. This month we did this amigurumi with added cushions. Exactly. So what could we do next month?
We'll talk and just have people send like suggestions.
Send ideas. Send ideas. Yes, but no, seriously, Bridget, I appreciate the advice because I was looking into, forgot that I moved that because it was blowing out the white yarn. I was looking into like switching which emails attached, but now I'm like, oh, nope, I won't do it. I'll leave it as is. That's really helpful to know. And I appreciate it. And I super duper appreciate the shout out. And sorry, it's been 4 hours.
Make a new email to give out to people.
No, she's saying that if that email that I just posted was actually the primary that my channel was created with, that I might want to change it, but that's not mine. So yeah, just maybe look into that, Camille. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yes. We'll have a chat because I already have some ideas for you because we'll have a chat.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, let's go then.
Yes, because
gotta get some crocheting done. Something gotta switch gears.
Yes. I'm gonna probably go switch gears into my bed.
Right.
But yeah, right. Because if your Gmail ever gets hacked, they could get your channel, and that's the issue, right there. That's the issue. And people do crappy things like that, right? But anyway, y'all have been great, and thank you, Megan, for asking all the questions because it helps us know what to share. So yes, we need to go.
Yeah. See you later.
Bye, y'all.
Thanks for watching, y'all.
Yes.